Now there's a sight I've never seen.
This is every important game. Look, okay. I gotta make a couple of distinctions. People are gonna see games on this list and go, why is that on there? And I will give you reasons for each one of these. But there's stuff that's not on here that you're gonna probably think, why is it not on there? Why is that on there? And this one isn't. Well, it's very important. That's because the following list, this is a huge warning, is my top or most impactful games I've ever played. This list is not your list. And while I appreciate where you stand on whatever that game is, I'm not sure what it's going to locally pull from your computer. It's likely not on this list. All of the games at some point had an impact on me, and we will find out today what the most important ones are truly. This is a series of rounds, a series of elimination rounds. This stream might take 3 days. This is going to take a long time. This is not, I mean, it might take 6 hours. It might take 50. I did the math. Okay, there's 364 games on this list. Even if I spend 10 seconds on every one in the first round, that's like 4.5 hours. So lock in. This is a little custom website tool. It was made by Drew, Camping Campfire in the chat, one of the mods, as well as help from other people, I think, in the community. I'm pretty sure there's at least a few people. So huge thank you to Drew for working with me and getting this crazy idea off the ground, man. It's actually very cool. I'm very excited. I'm like so excited for this, by the way. I couldn't even sleep last night. I was up till like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to do this. And I gave myself diarrhea. And it's fucking annoying. All right, so very important. The game rating game. Take a look. There's these cubes. Each cube represents one video game. Okay? Let me browse the site for a second because it's really cool. We'll go over we'll go over the rules. I'm too excited. I gotta go over the rules. All right, round one. Do you see this right here? This is a laser gun. If I click this, I can laser the fuck out of a game and it's deleted forever. The whole point of this stream, and probably 2 or 3 streams, it's gonna take a while, is to get to the final round, which is an omega tier list. There's going to be a huge tier list at the end. We're going to get there by elimination. It's not just a tier list. Round 1 is the quick draw round. Delete League of Legends. League of Legends didn't even make my list, man. It's not even on the list. You know what is on the list? MVP Baseball 2005 for the PlayStation 2. All right, in round 1, I have all these games to go through. And this is every game that's ever meant anything to me, even when I was fucking 5 years old. We've got all the way to the Master System. We've got handhelds. We've got PC games. I thought I got rid of these. They shouldn't be on here at this point. Okay, anyways, that demonstrates we have 5 eliminations so far, so there's 359. Look Outside is on here. I know that UFC and Diablo 3 on here, and bad games are on here. Games that I really didn't love are on here, but they are on it for a reason. I'm going to laser the fuck out of that game, but we have to give a reason why. Everything on this list had an impact. So let's get rid of the laser gun. For Nintendo, right? Let's go to 3D World Runner. Boom. Look at that. We got a description of the game. I have to rate this between 1 and 4 stars, or I can eliminate it. Everything that I give a star moves on to the second round. Okay? This is going to take forever. Yeah, dude, I'm locking in for like a week. Everything has a video. Check this out. Boom. This is 3D World Runner. Boom. Ah! All right, eliminate it. That was annoying. This game came with 3D glasses. And I remember when I was a kid thinking this was the coolest thing I've ever done in my whole life. I played this like every day. But does it belong on this? Like, it had a huge impact. I think I'm just going to delete it. Okay. It was cool. I loved it as a kid, but I don't think I'm going to give that 1 star. All right, we're going to start at NES. Again, anything I give at least 1 star to goes to the second round. Second round is going to be 3 of the round 1 choices. I have to eliminate 2 of them. So I'll get 3 options. 2 get nuked. 1 moves on. Round 3 is going to be pretty similar. All right, here we go. Ready? I'm gonna go quick with this, but not that quick. So this is NES. We're gonna start with NES, going back to my childhood. I'm gonna take myself back to like 1989. I mean, like, Cheez-Its. I've had Captain Crunch for fucking breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. No wonder I have bowel problems. American Gladiators. There was like 5 versions of this game. But I played the one for NES. And I don't think it gets 1 star though. All right, this game kind of sucks. This game kind of sucks. But I played it as a kid, all right? We're gonna get rid of American Gladiators. I remember putting on a helmet and pads and running around my house pretending I was an American Gladiator because of that game. But I don't think I'm gonna have it move on. I'm thinking of other stuff on this list. And would American Gladiators be able to go against... I don't know why that's on here. I'm not sure why I put that on here. The Full Metal Alchemist PlayStation 2 game is definitely not making it to the next round. Okay, Arkanoid. Put it in last place? No, we'll get to it, but I don't think it deserves to be there. Arkanoid is just Breakout, but it's a way better Breakout, and I was obsessed with this. I actually played the one... Ow. I played the one for... I think it was on the old Macintosh computers, and I was pretty damn good at it. Also, one of the most generationally impactful games for me because it was one of the first games I truly ever really played. The best part about this game is when you got stuff up top and you could trap the ball, and it would start the next level and be like up top. Is it Unk Gaming? Well, no, we have to do everything. We have to see everything. Does it deserve 1 star? And how the star system's gonna work, 4 stars is greatest of all time. Literally change your entire life, change the course of your life. 3 would be incredible, wonderful experience, maybe something that had a big impact, but not quite something you'd want to put in your like top 20. 2 is like fantastic, I loved it, but not as impactful as, let's say, it didn't like change my life, I just really love it. 1 is thumbs up, dude. Thumbs up, that meant a lot to me. I think I'm gonna have to give this 1. It really just was... It's the first real video game I cared about. It's well, that's not true. There's like 2 or 3. I'd say this and like Super Mario Brothers and maybe Shuffle Puck Cafe, which you'll see later. All right, Astyanax. This one's gonna get pretty high. Anybody played this game before? Side-scrolling kind of attack game, platformer. It's one of the first times you actually had to worry about like my power bar. I used to repeat this game's intro. Does it have the intro here? Let's see if we can get the intro. It was Astyanax. Astyanax. Where is it? I think you were a high school kid and you had to get like teleported to a new world. That same dream again. Strange. I actually have the physical of this. I have the cartridge, I have the box. Complete in box. The name is from Greek mythology. I think. He doesn't even know. It was that golden age of side-scrolling video games because it's pretty much all they could do. They couldn't really do much else. 2 star. Golden age of NES. Balloon Fight, the classic NES video game. One of the most classic video games of all time. This is gonna get at least 1. I cannot eliminate Balloon Fight. People would say, what about Joust, dude? Fuck Joust. There you go. Is it 2 or is it 3? I think it probably deserves a 3. I'm gonna go 2 for now. Alright, Bubble Bobble. This is me and my brother's favorite game for the regular Nintendo. This is one of the best video games of all time. This is generationally, this was like a co-op experience. This is the first time I ever really played a game that I had fun with another human with. Because Mario, you had to pass the controller back and forth. This one, we could play at the same time. I think this character, these characters are more important than most game characters that I've ever played. Because without this, yeah, you could jump on your bubbles too. It was revolutionary. This changed your life? I mean, kinda. This is... You gotta remember, you were talking about impactful things that made such an impression on you. That I play video games because of this game. Like, if I thought this game was stupid, I probably wouldn't have played very many other games. I think about these characters all the time. I think about this game all the time. I hum this tune all the time. I'm gonna go 3. That's the first 3 star. Of course, it's Bubble Bobble. One of the best games ever made. Bugs' Crazy Castle. This is a good one too. Although this game actually kind of sucked, but you collect carrots, you have to watch out for Yosemite Sam, you have to like drop anvils on people. I might eliminate this. No, I can't though, because I remember the box. I have the box. You ever close your eyes, you can just like see the box. I actually played the one on the Game Boy too, it's getting 1. We're giving it 1. Okay, well it's fine. Castlevania, I already know Castlevania is gonna get at least a 3. Just because I was scared of this game. This is my first horror game. When I was a small child, this first area, this game scared the shit. I had nightmares about this game. Just there's something about the bats and the ghosts. Like this was back when I was a kid. This was a Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare. Guys, he was a child. Yeah, I was, and this was, look, back when I was a kid, we didn't have anything but this. You couldn't go from this to Hello Neighbor in like 10 minutes, or like in your Steam library. We had this to be, this was the thing that was here. I feel like it should be higher, but I'm gonna give it, you know what, but I'm full of shit though. I remember me and passing this controller around to my brother, and even my mother played this game because we were too scared to play it. And watching her try to beat, there's another thing too, I've never even seen past the second level of this game. My parents couldn't beat the first level, we couldn't beat the first level as kids. So I've never even seen 25 minutes past the first level. But holy shit, it made such a huge impact. I'm gonna give it 1, because I don't think it's that important, but it is. Not enough to eliminate it. But I have to like eliminate 50 plus games. Original Contra, first hard game ever. Literally hardest game ever. This is one of those old games where you get hit once, you die. The game was almost impossible. Shoot 'em up. The spreader was my favorite weapon. This is 1. Peak NES, yeah, this is also another, somebody said a co-op. Peak NES co-op, for sure. I would say the one for Super Nintendo, which you'll see later, is higher on the list for me. It was great, I loved it, meant a lot to me, but maybe not like changing my entire life. Here's Cyber Stadium Series Base Wars. This is a game where you could beat the shit out of each other. I tried to find this game for many, many years. I forgot the name of it. I had no idea what it was called. I desperately was searching for this for years of my life, up until very recently. Let's see if somebody gets to first base, because if they do, instead of getting called out, you have to have you fight to determine if the person was out or safe. All right, is he out? We don't know yet, because they both have to fucking fight to determine if he's out. This is one of the great, I'm gonna give this a 1. How stupid of a concept of a game. Because in the rules of baseball, the guy's just out. Why would they need to do that? You're just out. It just ruins the entire game of baseball. And that happened, I think, every single time there was a force out. Oh my god, that guy just drilled it. Okay, that's getting a 1. I can't just give everything a 1 star. Double Dragon is a classic. I can't eliminate Double Dragon. Oh my god, he just threw that lady off the cliff. Dude. My favorite part about the old NES beat-em-up game is anytime anybody was getting hurt, protagonist or villain, they make this like it's like this horrible face. Do I give this? I might just eliminate this because it was fun, but it wasn't that important to me. Is this going to be the first real elimination besides these two? I feel like it wasn't that important though. I loved it, but everything on this list is important. It's not that, oh, this is just on here and I have to determine if I liked it. Every single thing you see is something that meant a lot. So it's just being on this list is already a big deal. All right, it's gone. Duck Hunt. First light gun game I ever played. This is one of the first times you actually had to really aim and use your brain to aim. Because nowadays everybody has a mouse, everybody's got, controllers. We have, all kinds of little things. VR. This is the first time I remember being like, wait, what are you talking about? I think it's a 1. No, it's probably a 2. Because they comboed this game with Super Mario Brothers. And I had that combo as a kid. So this is kind of one and the same with Super Mario Brothers for me. It was a combo. I'll give it 3. Just because it was in that combo. And it was a huge, I played this every day. Duck Hunt's getting 3. All right, DuckTales for the NES. Very, very important game. I think this is going to be the first time I give a game a 4. No, the bounce mechanic, the music. This is one of the best soundtracks of any game, period. Let's get to the song. Let's get to the good song, right? All right, here we go, guys. Here it is. Here's the reason why this is a 2 or a 3. Yeah. Another side-scroller, classic of the era. This is the thing that everybody made. Again, I thought they were going to put him in Smash Brothers, and not just as like an assist trophy. I thought they were going to actually put him in for real. You play as Scrooge. This is a... how much do I care about this next to like Balloon Fight, right? I think that's a... what are the 2s have I done? Balloon Fight's a 2, Ask the Next is a 2. Yeah, I think that makes sense. This implies that like 2 to me implies that I think about it sometimes, but it's not like in the front of my brain all the time. Bubble Bobble actually probably should be a 2 as well, but I'm going to keep it where it is because I do think about it a lot. Okay, Excite Bike. Generational, important to me. I was so bad at it, but this game's getting eliminated. I hate this game. But dude, you could make your own track. That was so much fun too, though. Like the first real map editor that I cared about. Dude, Excite Bike is the first time that mods were in a game. Shut up. 4? No. I'm gonna give it a 1. Friday the 13th. We're staying in NES, by the way. We're gonna get through all the NES first. Again, this is one of the first horror games I ever played. And this game, still to this day, scares the shit out of me. When you saw Jason in one of the rooms, you freaked out. You had to switch between the different characters and everything, and I don't know, there's something about exploring the island or whatever the world, then not knowing when Jason was gonna just show up and attack you. And you had to fight stuff too. It was a side-scroller. And you had to get key to open doors. You had to go find Jason. And he could just be in one of the houses. That too. Hearing that like it's like the same noise you get when it's like you get like a flood warning on your phone. It's like kind of awful. See, no Jason in here. That actually scared me in real life right now. This is a 2. This is a 1. I was gonna eliminate it, but no. They just got me right there. Galaga. How can you not put Galaga on your list if you're over the age of 30? I feel like everybody has it on there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you're 30 years old or higher, this is just gonna be on your list. If I give Excite Bike a 1, I should give Galaga at least a 1. Again, it's one of those games that formed my reasoning for even wanting to continue to play them. Is it the greatest game of all time? I don't think it is. I think it should be up there because it is. It kind of is. I'm gonna give it a 1. I'll stick with the 1. That's fine. Karnov. I love this game. It's one of my favorite NES games of all time. It's probably one of my favorite kind of side-scrolling games of all time. The music was wild. The characters were wild. I have the cartridge. I have the box. I have the whole thing literally in the other room right next to me. This is another one of those kind of parent and son games to me. I remember playing this with my dad, and just these little collect the K's and get the shoe. It's burnt in my brain forever. This song I hum to this day. I still do. And I remember my father was so good at this game because I got from my dad being able to spam buttons. Like that fast button mashing, he would do that. He was so good at it. It's where I got it from. And he would just be walking around like this, and maybe the player... See this? He could get it so it was filling the whole screen. And it was so loud. I remember this old fucking shit CRT screen having the volume up and being able to hear that through the whole house. Just like... Yeah, this shit. I remember looking over at my dad and him being going like this, spamming the button. He beat this boss in 1 second because he would stand at the left side of the screen, over here, and he would just go, and the thing would be dead. That's a 3, without a doubt. And the game is remarkably fun. All right, Muppet Adventures. I don't even need to see the video. Dude, some of you guys I'm gonna unlock some core memories for some of you guys that have not played this in a long time. This is a minigame compilation NES game. And let's see if I can unlock some memories. This is Gonzo in the spaceship. You got Kermit going down the river. You also have, I think, Animal and a go-kart. Where's the Kermit one? Yeah, here's the Animal one. This one was so hard. Nothing made me clap like this when I was younger than playing this part of this game. Dude, half of us have never even seen an NES. Well, you're looking at one right now. Down, 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 down. Ugh, remember when you were a kid? Wow, Rice Krispie treats, they were so good until they changed the fucking recipe. Now, is this gonna, on the final tier list, is this going to be higher than Elden Ring? I don't know. Because this got me into, I loved the Muppets. Muppets was like a huge part of my development of thinking the jokes were fun to tell, and like Kermit would tell them and Fozzie would tell them. And I would play this game and I would go down the river and I would have Rice Krispie treat before they changed the goddamn recipe. That's a 3. Original Punch-Out is going to be lower, I already know where it is. It's going to be lower than Super Punch-Out. But it's still pretty high. It's probably 2. The stream is so cute. Well, it's about to get... You think it's cute right now, but come back in an hour when I get to like PlayStation 3 and everybody hates me and wants to like punch me in the face. You think this is cute because you don't play these games and you don't really give a shit about these, but once I get to, once we get to where is God of War, that's when I'm going to start to get tomatoes thrown at me. So let's enjoy this while we are all still happy about it. Yeah, I mean, this is the first ever Dark Souls. This is Dark Souls. And it's a 2. And it's Dark Souls. There's literally, this is Dark Souls before Dark Souls. That's why I like the game so much. Because it's just dodge, iframes, attack. The old RAM, I know this is on arcades, but I played this one the most. This is also, again, a co-op experience. This is also a pass the controller around with the family and destroy buildings. You really can't get any more just kind of fun. Now, yes, there's like 10 versions of this game. There's Rampage, Destroy Earth, Rampage, Defend Against the Aliens, Rampage 64. Nah, it's this one. This is the one I like the most. And I think this one's not going to be that high, but it still was so important to me. It was fun to eat people. It was. I think eating people was just... Because remember, this is... I'm probably 10 years old. And watching somebody just get eaten was like... I just ate that person! And then I remember like my brother being like, whoa! Dude, you ate him! And then he would eat somebody and I'd be like, oh my God. And then I remember my father being like, stop eating people. Stop eating people. Okay? Go ahead and destroy the buildings. That's what you're supposed to do. It's a 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first 4-star rated game. Maybe. This is the best. It's just one of the best games of all time. River City Ransom is just so brutal. It's so visceral. There's a whole eating mechanic. It's just, the music is fantastic. When you go into a restaurant and you order like a donut, you eat the whole plate. This is the best beat 'em up of all time, I think. Okay, here's when you eat stuff. Watch this, ready? This is how you heal, this is how you get more attack power and stuff. Where's this, ready? I'll have a milk, please. Bro just eats it. He eats the container. This game was hard too, and the enemies they kind of ran right at you. They didn't really stop. Sometimes they would do that, see that sprint? Yeah, see what I'm talking, watch this, watch. They would chase the fuck out of you and it was scary. I want him to get a weapon. Yeah, see that guy ran in from stage right with a box and he was about to throw it in his head. They did not mess around. I think about this game like once a month at least. I'm doing it. It's the first 4-star game. River City Ransom. One of my favorite games of all time. My favorite beat 'em up of all time. It deserves to be there. All right, Sesame Street ABC 1, 2, 3. Another just, I was a little kid. And I liked when Bert and Ernie would come on the screen and dance. That's all there is to it. I liked when Bert and Ernie would go, and it changed my life. We got to get to the bathtub one, because this is the first time you actually had to use logic in a video game, or at least when I did. Ernie's Big Splash. You had to have the rubber ducky go through a series of challenges, and you had to determine how to get to the bathtub. And each one of these had a different fun animation. You may be thinking, oh, that's cool, dude. You can just kind of just wait till it's done. Now, I wouldn't have gone that way, but as a kid, I did. A lot of times I would go as long as I possibly could so I could see all the little cartoons play out. And I think that's what this person's doing. Yeah, that's definitely what you go on the longest route possible because you want to see all the fun stuff. Okay, I think he's going to fill the entire screen. Whoever this is could have just gone from here to, like, here. Instead, they just wanted to... Okay, whatever. Here we go. This is 2, I think. This is a 2-star game. But when he gets to Ernie, the music goes, it drops the beat. You're putting this above Contra and Castlevania? Man, sleep with one eye open? We didn't even get to the PlayStation 2 and we already got somebody fucking threatening me! Alright, this is getting a fucking... But it was so important to me. Look, I could beat this. Yeah, Castlevania is an amazing game, and I loved it, and it is a huge... Everything on this list is... I'm not eliminating anything. Everything on this list is insanely important. I just couldn't get past level 1 in Castlevania. And I tried. 2 weeks ago. I still can't. So I've got to give this a... I'll give it a 1. We'll see how I really feel, because it's going to go up against other stuff soon. Snoopy Sports. This is another kind of minigame compilation. And you play as Snoopy, and it was the only reason why this is on this list is because of the balancing minigame. I'll show it to you. I loved it. You have to walk. Oh, I remember the boot throw. Yeah, it was kind of like he's at the Olympics. Here it is. This game, the one coming up here, was hard. And every Mario Party you've ever seen in your whole life was influenced by this game. You have to get all the plates to the end. It was hard, especially when you were like 6. You're gonna actually do it. This was difficult. I think it's a 1. It's a wonderful little game. It's got so much fun it's got so much charm to it. And it was released on my birthday, so it's getting a 1 star. All right, we're almost done with the NES, which is good because it's taking about 1 hour per console. But there was a lot of NES. There's not a whole lot of. I mean, dude, once we get to the computer as a boy, dude, some of these I'm already looking at, and we already got fucking 4. This is gonna be nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw me play this recently with Squeaks. This is Dodgeball for the NES. I don't even need to see it. I already know it's 3. It might even be 4, but it's off the bat, right off the jump. It's 3. Another competitive kind of 1v1 game. I didn't really play too many of these. But this is a game where a sports game for the NES that I actually really liked. Yep. This is definitely a 3. Well, this is a big deal. Super Mario Bros. 2, 1988. This is originally not Mario game, but they made it a Mario game. It's effectively just a copy of another game that they just kind of made the other characters, not the ones from the original. But I love this game. I would probably put this... Oh, man. The Mario games are going to be so hard because, like, I feel like 1, 2, and 3 are so important to my entire existence. But are they all 4? I am going to make a lot of people think I'm insane with this take. I feel like all 3 of them have to be 4. I'm really thinking about this because you know what's coming right after this. I'm thinking of I played 2. I played 2 probably more than 3. Everything about this game. I love the descending... Dude, just the digging part. Remember the digging in the sand? Where is that? That that covers every single base. More than how I liked 3. But that doesn't mean they're all not going to get 4 stars. I think all 3 of these are going to get 4. It's just where are they... Actually, you know what? We can figure this out later. They all belong at 4. All 3 of them, for sure. Yeah, this is so good. But dude, what about Super Mario World? Dude, I think Super Mario World might be in front of all 3 of these. What about Yoshi's Island? Dude, I remember how cool I thought I was when I was like 12 or 10 or whatever. And I knew the cheats where you hold down in this first level or the 3rd level, whatever, and you could skip the whole game. I shocked friends of mine with that. The flute. The game design of 3 is, I mean, we don't even need to see it. We already know. Everybody already knows this. Super Mario Brothers, the original Super Mario Brothers. This is, it's 4. This is another parent and son kind of game. This, I kind of wasn't good enough to play at this point in my life. I remember watching me and my brother, and the whole family. We would all sit behind my dad while he did this. And I told you very specifically, the story that I've told 1,000 times is eventually when we got collectively, the 3 of us, I'm one of 3 kids, when we could collectively get to Bowser, my father would always say, because we couldn't beat Bowser, he was literally impossible to us. He told us if we could just get him to Bowser with at least 3 lives or 4 lives, he would beat the game. So we would be arguing, we'd be, who's gonna play the first level, who's gonna, no, you're better at the 3rd world, I'm better, I'm gonna do first world, I wanted to get hit. And my father would kind of check in, he'd be like, how we doing? How many lives do we have? Because like, I think he just kind of didn't want to fucking play the whole thing. So he would go do whatever he wanted to do. He, go out back, smoke a cigarette, come back in, and hey, okay, did the kids get the lives? Because I don't really want to play Mario 1,000 times. But yeah, it's a 4-star game. Okay. So now it's time to enrage all of you. Get it out of here! No, I'm kidding, it's a joke. But I actually am going to enrage all of you because I like this game. I love it. It's a huge part, again. But I don't think it's as important as the last few that you just saw. The Legend of Zelda for the regular Nintendo is wonderful. It changed the gaming world forever. It was a powerhouse of exploration and music and design and philosophy, and it changed the whole world. But I don't think this is high for me. All the Zelda games, I respect them, I love them, but I don't think this is, I think this is 2. It's so important. But I think it's a 2-star game for me. Now, Ocarina of Time is definitely a 4. But this old one, I just wasn't really good at games enough to care about it. I would just die in the first 2 zones and be like, I don't get it, Dad, can you beat Mario? And I never really, I've gone back to it, okay, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Well, I'm glad I just did that, because I was going to do it anyways. You saw me play this on stream, and I crashed out at it, and yeah, it's very important to me. It's one of the first games I had. I loved it. I own it. But this game sucks, and I talk about it's gone. You know what? We don't even need to see the rest of it. This one, on the other hand, is a port of the arcade game, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game is a 4-star. So to me, this doesn't deserve to be a 4, but man, was it fun. They did such an improvement over the first one. That arcade-style beat-em-up, side-scrolling, especially the cabinet. We'll get into the cabinet later when I give the arcade cabinet version of this 4, because, spoiler alert, it's getting 4. Wizards and Warriors is another one. This is another game that I watched my mother crash out at. At the point in my life when this game was relevant, I had never heard my mother say a swear word until this game. And she didn't even try to hide it. I just remember her going, shit! Because of the last level of this game. The last level of this game is truly miserable. Where is it? You have to jump up like a whole side of a castle or something. Yeah, it's right here. And I remember she just kind of missed a bunch of times. And she, very clearly, I couldn't do it. So, something that's very interesting to note is when you're a kid and you have a parent that is going to play a game because you don't have the dexterity really to do it, your parents were the streamers. Because a game would come out and I'd be like, oh my God, I can't wait to watch Dad play this because I can't. That's kind of how it was like. Because I knew I was that demon would scare me. I would be scared of that demon. The dexterity kind of wasn't really baked in yet. Video games were still so early, and we were at a stage where gaming wasn't, it was just about to take off. So holding your hands like this and playing a controller, that the muscle memory did not exist for really anybody. You could go to the arcade, and you could, the joystick and the buttons, but having like that controller in your hand, because Atari was even a joystick. But we didn't build the muscle memory at this point. So we had to force our parents to. So it's going back. Let's give this a 1. All right, NES is done. So what do we got? We have 14 1 stars, 8 2, 5 3, and 4 4s. All right, that makes sense to me. All right, Super Nintendo. I already see some. I already see some pretty fucking good ones. This is. So we went from here. The NES, kind of my gamer awakening, right? Wasn't really that good at games, but I loved them. I had a lot of siblings that would play them with me that were a little older, and like I got to experience a lot of these and I loved them, right? But it was here that I truly understood video games. You know, we're talking about like, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, 15 years old almost, right? This is where your brain starts to develop a little and where you understand that we don't even need to, I'm just going to skip because I've streamed the whole thing. Chrono Trigger is one of the best games of all time. This is definitely in the top 10. We don't even need to talk about it. I will show you a clip. I streamed the whole thing like last year. But this is not only one of the best RPGs ever made, it's one of the best games of all time. Might be the best game ever made. It's probably the... Don't say that because Earthworm Jim is on this list. Don't say that before you rate Earthworm Jim. Yeah, it's just one of the best games of all time. And we don't even need to talk about why. It just is. It is a top 5, top 10 in a lot of people's lists for a reason. The real-time battling system was sort of having to not random battles is what I mean. Oh, I would play this game again right now. And I streamed it like last year, the whole thing. What a great game. Changed everything, changed my life, changed how I saw video games, changed the story. The art is amazing. As Toriyama, obviously, it's just, yeah, it's 4. And I've gushed about this game 1,000 times. But we haven't talked about Beavis and Butthead. And we're going to. Beavis and Butthead for the Super Nintendo. Butthead is just sitting there not caring about any of this. Beavis and Butthead for the Super Nintendo is a side-scrolling, weird 'em-up game. Because it's like a beat-em-up, but it's weird. It's not... They dominated the 90s. They had more video games than Mario at one point. There was Beavis and Butthead PC CD-ROM games. There was Beavis and Butthead Super Nintendo games. They had like 5 games at one point. And look at this password. Yeah. That's the password system. I think this is a 1. I have to give this 2, I think. This actually might make the top 100. This is in my attitude era, right? Oh yeah, the one where you're running around the hospital. You have to shoot IV bags at people. And this game is hard too. This game's not easy to beat in one sitting. You need save states for this game. It's like impossible. Yeah, see? And if you want to change characters, I think you have to slap the other guy in the face. I'm gonna give it a 2-star. It doesn't deserve 1. It definitely stuck with me for a very, very long time. Clay Fighter. Another one that's been in my brain forever. This one and the N64 version were incredible. I love the music. It's the only fighting game I ever really cared about because nobody cared about it, so it didn't matter if you were good or bad at it. Like, nobody's gonna get mad at each other when you play Clay Fighter. You pop Street Fighter in here, yeah, there's gonna be a fucking battle. There will be a physical altercation in like 40 minutes. Throw in the Clay Fighter cartridge and nobody cares. Everyone's laughing, everyone's having a good time. Let's listen to the intro, because that's a huge part of this too. They always had an awesome song in the intros. I kind of want to give this a 3-star. I'm not going to lie. The voices were earworms. They stuck with you a million times. I remember humming that song. I remember saying all the voice lines. Hurt! That's taffy. I don't know. It's either a 2 or a 3, and I'm fighting on giving this one a 2 and the N64 one a 3. Or vice versa. Yeah, fuck it. It deserves to be there. This is a 3-star. Clay Fighters, I love that game. It formed the kind of person I turned into. Aladdin for the Super Nintendo, I'm going to give you a hot take. This is the worst of the 2 versions, but I still played a lot of it. I still loved it. Incredibly difficult platformer. Sound effects are amazing. The Genesis version is better. And I don't even know if I put it on the list. Maybe I didn't. They're both good for different reasons. This one, I think, was a better kind of skill-based platformer, whereas the Genesis one was more of a... I like the experience of the Genesis one better, just because I like the genie level in the Genesis one way better. You also had an attack. I don't think you have an attack in the Super Nintendo one. They're both great for different reasons, but I would give this probably a... 1 implies... It being on the list in the first place implies it's wonderful. 1 implies... Dude, yeah. Excellent. Game was great, but not quite that 3 to 4 star. I want to give this a 3. I'm going to give it 2. I think 2 is good for me. Okay, Bart's Nightmare. All these games were terrible. All the Simpsons games were awful. But they were so weird. There was something so oddly uncanny and off-putting about all of them. Most of the Simpsons games were minigame a lot of these games on the old consoles are minigame compilations. But they were just didn't feel right. Something like they were also dreamlike. It felt like my mind was being invaded playing them. And I will never forget this game. And I don't even know the game mechanic. You need to like catch the Z's and then run into a portal or something. The game was so confusing. You have to like stick this thing in and inflate these germs, and it's just weird. Is that something about this is just strange? It really is a nightmare. Let me see. Let me find one that's even weirder than that. Yo, this one. Oh, I'm gonna give this a 1 because it's weird, man. And it was a game was kind of fun, but not really. Battletoads for Super Nintendo. There's a lot of Battletoads, but this one is my favorite. Another co-op game that was a lot of fun with a friend. Incredibly difficult, as you'll see here. Probably watch. This is one of the descending levels. Seems pretty tame until you get to the next part. All right, here we go. Yeah, dude. Every time you and your buddy, you would fall off, get hit right there. And this game was so stingy with the lives. This dude practiced this level. He knew exactly where he was going. Classic beat 'em up. Wonderful game. Contra 3. Super Contra. Dude, this is a fucking banger. This is not only... This is the best. This is the best Contra. This is also... I burnt days, if not months of weeks of my life for this. This is one of the best games of all time. I don't really care about the Contra that came after or the Contra that came before this. This one is a 4-star game. 4.0. One of the best games I've ever played. One of my favorite games of all time. This on a Saturday night with a buddy hits so hard. Because if you didn't have a Game Genie, you had to start this whole thing over if you lost. And these games were roguelikes. All these old games, you had to beat them in one sitting. And if you fucked up in the second world, do the whole thing over again, man. You gotta start the whole thing over. There were no save points in a lot of these games like this. You just had to beat the whole thing in one sitting. Some had passwords, which that's, you could say there's a save point. But, man, the boss fights in this game, the different... I want to skip to one section in particular. By the way, boom, it's a 4-star game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Donkey Kong Country. Oh, man, are we doing this many? How many 4s can I even put out? Okay, am I going to do 2 4s back to back? By the way, anything that gets a 4 is automatically has a bye into the final round. That just automatically. I don't want to eliminate 4 stars next to each other until the final round. It was the most fun platforming back before this, platformers. Adding in the barrel mechanic, where you ba-boom, 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 it just was so satisfying. The art is so beautiful, the backgrounds are amazing. That sort of sprite, that 3D sprite, which they started doing a lot of, it just changed the game completely. music is some of the best, period. Hey, Jeremy, I'm holding my baby that was born during your Roller Coaster Tycoon stream with the horseman. Can she get a special horseman blessing? Yeah, of course. That hurt my shoulder. I hope, did that work? Jerma blast? No, that was a blessing. That was not a blast. All right, it's 4. We know that. Donkey Kong Country, best game. Earthbound. All right, here's the story for Earthbound. I've never played this game. Well, how could it be on here? And why are you giving it 3 stars? I've never played this game. I've played it kind of. I didn't understand the concept of an RPG. I did, but I didn't. And I don't know if I was too lazy or too unskilled or too confused at the mechanics of why I just, for some reason, I would rent this game. I loved the game. I was like, this game's so awesome. What an amazing game. I would go rent it from Blockbuster, and I would hope to God that somebody had left a save file. Usually when you rented a game, they didn't go in and wipe all the data. You know, like Larry's save file was just still there. And when you could open it up and you'd see, oh, Larry, and he's got like 3 party members, it's like, fuck yeah, you're like halfway through the game. I can go explore and talk to people. And I can go experience the world, and I can go fight stuff because I don't know where the hell anything is. It was such an awesome treat if you got to have that. It was a disaster if you rented it from Blockbuster. Oh man, I wonder whose save files are on here. Like Joe, Dave, you're gonna be probably halfway through the game. So I hope somebody has like almost the whole game done. And you would bring it back, you turn it on, and there was one save file at the first save point. And it was like, God damn it, no! No, I want to be halfway through the game so I can walk around and talk to everybody and listen to the music. So I have never played Earthbound. So I have to give it, I gave it 3 right off the bat. That's not fair. Can I give a game 3 stars that I've played like for, collectively maybe an hour and a half on other people's save files? Maybe. All right, Earthworm Jim. I'm trying to think if I give this immediate 4 right off the bat. Another case of, hey dude, why are you such a weird person? Just play this game. There's probably jokes in this game that I've said on stream. Earthworm Jim 1 and 2 was a humor-shaping experience. It was a creative mind. Everything about this game was just so all over the place. It was so wacky, but not too much to a point where it was like annoying. I think Earthworm Jim is one of the greatest characters, period, not just video games. I think he's underutilized. I think it would have been really cool to have more Earthworm Jim. We got Earthworm Jim 3, which was a 0.0. Earthworm Jim 1, like a 9.6. Earthworm Jim 2, I actually like more than Earthworm Jim 1. Probably like a 9.8. Earthworm Jim 3 is a 0.0. It is one of the worst games of all time. It's fucking awful. It's terrible. God awful. I'm fighting between 4 and 3. No, it has to be 4. It has to be. My whole life is based on Earthworm Jim. You know what I mean? Like, my entire existence is because of Earthworm Jim. Like, Earthworm Jim is just, it has to be that. It has to be. Did you know that earthworms are an invasive species? Well done. Earthworms are, like, incredibly important. They're, like, one of the most important aliens on the planet. Yeah, that's what I said. Dude, this game's a fucking 4, too. They both can be 4, whatever. Speaking of probably favorite games ever made. Joe and Mac. Another beat-em-up kind of side-scroller. This is a 4-star. It's one of the best games of all time, one of my favorite games, period. This and the second one. Second one's good, but not as much fun as I had with the first one, especially doing sleepovers with buddies, staying up all night trying to beat this game over and over again. I've come back to this game multiple times, and I've completed it multiple times. Probably 5, 6 plus times over the last 5 years, let alone 20. Music's great. This is Data East, back when Data East was just made some of the best video games ever in like the course of 5 years, which is insane. Data East, in 1 decade, made like 10 probably games on this list that are 3 stars. It's a wonderful game. It's great with a friend. Sound effects are great. You probably heard me say some of these sound effects before and didn't even know it. It's 4 stars. I'm gonna have so many high ratings. It's gonna be fucking impossible to do this at the end. It's a 4 star. This is one of my favorite games of all time. It's in the top 20, top 30. It's in the top 50 because I just pressed that button. One of the cleanest platforming games I think I've ever played. Music was so great too. This is Capcom, right? So Capcom just was making just crazy bangers one after the other. One of my favorite platformers of all time. One of my favorite games of all time. I probably would stream this too. The plan is to stream this at some point as well. Deserve 4 star? I'm thinking about it. But no, this is one of my favorite games ever. But is it 3? Oh, no, but it was so much fun. I don't know. I might have to go 3. 3 still implies it's one of the best games ever. But I'm thinking about what I've given 4 to already. How do you not give the original Mario Kart not 4? Yeah, this is like 10,000 hours in this game. I remember being able to lap Toad like 3 times on some of these levels. I just perfected it. This version sucks. Yeah, but even the N64 one is probably a little bit... I don't know, I would still put this above the N64 one. It's just that the sheer amount of time that I put into this game versus the N64 version. We'll see when we get there. But, I mean, I played this so much. This is like I played this out of any racing game. I don't play any other racing games. This is this one. This is Super Mario World 2. Again, another one of those, just how do you not put this at 4? Music. Impact. I wanted to this is one of the first games that I truly wanted to 100%. Getting all the flower pieces, all the coins, I didn't care about that until this game. And I don't think I did. I think I got pretty close. There was maybe 2 levels that I did not 100% get everything. I think it's probably it's the same level as Mario World. When they're actually next to each other on a tier list though, that's what's going to be difficult. And that goes for all of the 4-star games so far. Remember, this is not over. This is stage 1. There's more elimination rounds. I'm going to have to put them in the right spot. And that's going to be really hard. Oh, Captain America and the Avengers. How could I have missed this? No! No! You've heard me do that 1,000 times. Where do you think it's from? No! 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 Oh! 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 This guy's too good at the game. Oh, I can't even do that. I can't do it. Don't interfere, Avenger. Villains like you must be crushed. This game's so good. Playing this with a friend was so fun too. Boss fights were fun. It was hard. It was dynamic. It was different. I hummed this song all the fucking time. It just pops in there. It's 3. It's one of my favorite beat 'em ups. One of my favorite games, really, period. Okay, this is where we're about half. Oh my god, look at how many Super Nintendo games there are. Holy shit, Maximum Carnage? Yeah, dude. 4. Yeah, there it is. This is the Mob Rules by Black Sabbath. When you listen to fools, the mob rules. Close the city and tell the people that... Yeah, it's that song. I love it. You can play as Spider-Man or Venom, which was a big deal. The sequel to this, which is called Separation Anxiety, you can play with... This is only a single player, and you think that might make it lose points, but I think this game was more fun. There's no co-op in this, but it was still fun. You can play as either one. Branching storylines. You can play as... Oh, what happens if I go that way with Venom? What a great game. What a truly wonderful game. Changed everything for me. It's Mega Man Soccer. Again, one of the only sports games I think I really, truly loved. It's a game where you have 2 teams, and there's a ball. There's a small ball. It's kind of like about this big or so. It's got a cool design on it. And you have to kick this ball around, and you can pass it to people. You can't use your hands. which is I thought was pretty interesting for Mega Man. But then you have to kick the ball into a goal on the opposite side, and everybody has their Mega Man powers. And it's fun to create a team, a custom team, because then you can be like, dude, I got Cut Man on my team. And he does like a cut move. They have special moves. It's kind of like Mario Strikers before Mario Strikers. But it was cool. It was awesome to see that they would take the classic Mega Man characters and bosses and let you kind of make a fun soccer team. I love this game. I'm not necessarily sure this is a 4-star or a 3-star or even a 2-star. I definitely I really, really loved it. But that glass is kind of a third full on how I feel about it. I think it deserves to be up there, but not necessarily, wow, best game I've ever played in my life. I think it was good. Mega Man X. You'll notice this is the only Mega Man game that's on this list that's not a ball-kicking simulator. It's very important for you to understand. This is probably the only Mega Man game that I actually really like. Mega Man X for the Super Nintendo. Mega Man for the NES and all the other ones before it were too hard. I thought they were too hard. And I was probably too young to care. But this one had kind of a cool story. The sound effects were great. I think it was like the best version of the Mega Man formula. Yet good. No, I really don't feel like it. I don't feel like getting good. I'm going to give this a... It's not 4, it's not 3. I think it's 1. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I wasn't really a huge Mega Man fan, though. Only this one. These people are going to be so mad that this is going to be rated higher than Mega Man X. Spoiler alert. What? Look at that. Look at that gameplay. This is one of my favorite games. I love it. I love playing it. I used to go bankrupt every day. I would play against the computer and just buy every random property. The game's graphics are weird. The sound effects are fun. It's just bizarre. The auction is the best part. Take a shot when he says it's one of his favorite games. Bro, do you see the title of this stream? Are you reading the title? These are all my favorite games. This is the whole point. Everything on this list is a favorite game of mine at one point in my life. That's the point of the stream. Now get to the auction so we can see. You want you to see the music. I have 360 favorite video games, okay? And don't you be coming back here now when you go to jail and you get out. This is a easy 2 or 3 star for me. I like this game more than Mega Man X. I told you we were going to get to Super Nintendo and somebody already threatened me. I already had a threat. It's a 2. That's a 2 star. I loved it. Original Mortal Kombat. I played a lot of this in the arcades, but this was one of those periods where blood in video games was brand new. They tried to ban this game because it was so violent. Something about seeing blood come out of somebody for the first time was scary, and it really kind of, I felt like I was doing something wrong. This first Mortal Kombat, especially when you kick somebody in the face or uppercut them and they get like the 3 or 4 spurts of blood coming out, it hit you so differently because it was the first time that it was really ever happened. Imagine seeing blood for the first time in a video game. No, like really think about that. For many, many years, video games were like, hey. Right, like there wasn't people getting their heads ripped off. This was the first rip your fucking head off video game. And it shook the earth. I remember Congress talking about this game. But there's no they turned the blood off on this one. Usually there's blood coming out. Did they turn the blood off in the settings? Did the Super Nintendo one not have blood? Was it the Genesis one that had blood? Dude, it was the Genesis one. That's right. Dude, it was I forgot about that. Okay. So let's put the Genesis one. So it's the Mortal Kombat for the Genesis. Is more accurate. It was sweat in the Super Nintendo. I'm going to say this is really impactful. It changed literally everything, and the idea that a game could be this violent and this kind of horrible and brutal, I'd never experienced before my whole life. I think about Mortal Kombat a lot. I love Mortal Kombat as a franchise. I would say Mortal Kombat 3 is better though. Like, I'm going to give this a 2. I'm going to give Mortal Kombat 3 a 3. Because I could do like a 20 hit combo with Smoke, and I used to destroy people, especially in the arcade. No, it's got to be 3. They're both going to be 3. For different reasons, right? NBA Jam. This is you see, I played this pretty recently. I actually was a Blockbuster video game champion with this game. This is definitely at least a 3. Do you know how much I practiced this game to be able to be as like a 6th grader to be able to beat all the adults that came through that door? You know how many people I surprised because I took this as serious as all of my homework in school? In fact, probably way more serious than the homework in school, which is why I didn't do that great. How many 4 stars? With this 13 4 stars already. Would I put NBA Jam in my like top 50 or top 20? I'm gonna go 3. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Yes! Welcome to 4 stars, Pac-Man. This is Pac-Man 2, The New Adventures. If you don't know what this game is, it's a Pac-Man game, but they decided to go in a completely different direction. They got still, who will want the top-down side view of like, you know, walking around eating pellets? No. We're gonna give you a moron, a game where you point at stuff and have Pac-Man have like a 35 IQ. That's the game. You just point at stuff, and you have to do errands. And he's so stupid. The whole point is, look at how dumb he is. He can't do anything on his own. It's like directing an unruly dog. I don't know why they did this. I have a video on this. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite games of all time. It's so weird. Nothing can compare to this game. It's just to analyze Pac-Man's behavior and direct him to pick up a glass of fucking milk somewhere. It's so stupid. Go look at that couch. Okay. Now what? And sometimes he just wouldn't listen to you at all. This music makes me nostalgic for your YouTube video. It makes me nostalgic for my own YouTube video too. Sometimes he would just freak out. See, he's like, oh, apples. It's like, no, don't touch it. Don't. Like, what the fuck is that? Why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? Why did they make him do this? Why is he such a weirdo? The whole game is like this. I want to give this 4. I'm giving it 4. I don't care. It deserves to be there. It's one of the most ridiculous games, one of my favorite games ever made. Didn't you say that for every game on here is? Oh. Except for this one. This game's fucking terrible. But it had to be on here. This game is impossible. You can't even beat this game. The game's too hard. You lose health just by existing. I have a video on this game too. It's generationally terrible. This game is irredeemable dog shit. I just eliminated it. It's gone. But it had a ton of impact. Do you know how many bite marks were on my Super Nintendo controller because of this? I think in the video, I talk about how this is one of the worst games I've ever played. But it stuck with me. I think about that guy's stance. I'll just be in the shower, and I'll just be thinking about this shirtless dude. Like, with that stance. I'll just be like, remember that guy? That was fucking weird. I'll be sitting on the toilet. Or I'll just be laying, I'll be sitting down. I'll be thinking about this guy going like this with his Sprite. Yeah, but, look at that stance. It's crazy. It's already eliminated. Who cares? This is probably 4. Plock. What needs to be said about Plock? I should play this game on stream. Another game that I genuinely wanted to beat multiple times, and I did. This was hey, I beat that game yesterday, might as well play it again today, and beat it again. Oh, and hey, like a week has gone by, let me just put that cartridge in, let's play that game again and beat it again. And again, this is just the first preliminary round. What matters is like a day from now. I'm gonna give it 3. Because when the eventual tier list and the eventual elimination rounds happen, I can get a good visual and I can decide where it actually belongs. Dude, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. The Power Rangers beat 'em up games were the best. They were so good. I would put them both on here, but I'm just going to say, I'm going to effectively treat these as the same game. Because they were effectively the same game. There was a Power Rangers, the movie beat 'em up, and then a Power Rangers just game. They're 2 different games. They are. And I was trying to fight between which one did I actually like more. I feel like, why did I pick this one? I feel like, did I have more fun playing this one? I think I must have. Yeah, I don't think it's like a it's not a 4-star game, but it's definitely up there. Yeah, similar to the previous SNES game based on the series. I'm gonna give this 1. It's great. I have to start eliminating things though. That might be one of the eliminations coming up here. All right, Smash TV, Super Smash TV to be more exact. Twin stick shooter, top down. This is a 4-star. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Definitely in the top 50. Definitely in the top 20 even probably. The boss fights in this game were so weird. I also liked the, kind of like that Zelda Binding of Isaac style where you get a map. And, oh, what if I go up? Be careful, because that place might be way harder. Oh, maybe you get a bonus level instead. You'll see when the map pops up. It's really difficult, really, really fun, super arcadey. Again, you can play this with 2 people could play this game. Power-ups are awesome. Every single gun that you find on the ground and every single weapon felt fun to pick up. You only had it for a very short amount of time. That's top 20 probably. There's gonna be so many like top 50 games, and they're gonna all have to be counted. It's gonna be a nightmare. This is a top 5 of all time game. I already know it. This might even be number 1 favorite, most impactful. Period. The new characters that Square put in the game. The actual replayability, the never-ending, lasting nature that this game has. I have beaten this game probably more than I've beaten Chrono Trigger. I come back and play this game once or so a year. They did just remake it. The remake was fine. I thought it was good. But the original just hits so hard. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. It's probably number 1. Although, I don't know. It's a nice, meaty game, too. It'll take you a while to get through it, especially if you don't know what you're doing. You could play as Bowser for the first time ever. It's just... And this is where all the fun shit that Nintendo did after this, too. All the Paper Marios, which I got beef with Paper Mario. Sorry, I have beef with Paper Mario. This is one of my top 5 favorite games ever made. Paper Mario was supposed to be Super Mario RPG 2. That's what it was called. And then there was this big falling out with Square, and Square and Nintendo fucking hate each other. And no, we're actually not going to work on that again. And we're going to do something. No, fuck you. We're not going to put our games on your console anymore. We hate Nintendo now. We hate all of you. What the fuck was that all about? The Sony PlayStation. Yeah, I know, but I know. My point is, Mario RPG had a sequel. That sequel turned into Paper Mario because Square and Nintendo went like this. So that's the only beef I have. Again, is it Mario World? The overworld, the secrets in this game, amazing. Yoshi for the first time being a cool character you could actually play with. When it's all said and done, when this and Mario 1, 2, and 3 are next to each other, I think this is going to clear them all. If you want my true, honest opinion. I think this is going to go much further than those will. Okay. This is the Elden Ring of Mario games at the time. Because Mario was always just like, level 1, level 2, level 3. Mario 3 did this. But Mario 3 was like, oh wait, this is like an overworld. And like an open world. Dude, like I can go there, I can go there, I can go there. They just dialed it up to 1,000 with this one. He said the slop. Elden Ring is a You don't think Elden Ring is a 4-star game? Super Punch-Out? Fuck. I have too many 4-star games. Do you guys remember when I played this on stream and I didn't get hit once and I beat the whole game? That'll just go to show you how much I like this game. It's 4. I have to be honest with myself. I can't pretend it's a 3. If you don't think this is a 4-star game for me, how many times have I said Gabby J's voice lines? Completely unprompted, I did for no reason. Okay, Lion King for the Super Nintendo. Great game. Notoriously difficult. Kind of in that same realm as Aladdin. Where's the song level? It's really a kind of annoying to get as angry as I would get at this game during this song. I'll give you an example. Like, it just doesn't sound right. Like, what the fuck? No, this game sucks. This game sucks fucking balls. I should throw this against the wall. I should literally smash this against the wall. You can't get mad at a game like this because then you sit there for a second and you go, Wanna be a mighty girl. Okay, I guess I won't smash it. I won't go get a hammer from the toolbox and rip out the fucking guts. And again, if you screwed up, which is very easy to do at a lot of these levels, you had to go back and do it all over again. Now see here! Alright, can I give the movie a 4? And the game a 2? There's not enough stars for this game. The arcade version is great too. I played this with Squeaks. Me and Squeaks beat this pretty recently, like what, last year? Again, 4 stars is like change the course of your whole life, something you think about all the time. You continue to think about. You look back on so fondly. This song pops in like some of the other songs that I've already talked about. It pops in almost every week. Just randomly, you'll just get it. Boom. Like, this just makes you want to beat the shit out of people, you know what I mean? But in a good way, as like a lawful good. This is the most lawful good beat the shit out of somebody music. Like, you know you're doing the right thing, right? This is like you're doing the right thing, beating the shit out of somebody's music. It's a great game. Love it. I have the box. I have the cartridge. This is that kind of Tiny Toons Olympics-like. I definitely have streamed it. Oh, man. It's 4. This game is so fucking good. This is one of the best games ever made. The variety in mini-games, the fun you can have with a friend, how meticulous, how detailed it is, how hard it is to get exact points. This is a 4-star game. This is one of the best games of all time. The skydiving, dude, we haven't even got... Dude, give me... You show me the... You got... Yup. They gave bonus stars for doing, like, certain things. Yeah, they like different bonuses. It really was like a Mario Party, but not. It was like a Mario Party Olympics. And you had to do well enough to move on to the next kind of... If you didn't do well enough, the game was over. But you kind of kept leveling up to do the harder and harder and harder shit. And it was a button masher. Oh, dude, this is the best minigame ever! You remember this one? Where you have to pump up your thing and oh man. Oh man, my memory. And if you played with 2 people or 4 people, which you couldn't, but if you played with 2 people, it's like, dude, whose rocket's gonna go higher? Mine always went up to the stratosphere. Every time. Hey, good bit, this is a 2, right? Ban that person fucking forever. I don't ever want to see their name in this chat ever again. Giving Tiny Toons Wacky Sports Olympics a 2 out of 4 stars? Oh, I can't even laugh hard enough. Uniracers, it's great, it's fun, I love it, one of my favorites. Except the game makes you want to throw up. It's a puke game. You can only play it for 5 minutes before you throw up. Alright, I think we saw enough of this. That's good, alright, Uniracers. It's already eliminated. Everyone's saying, what the fuck? I already blew it up like 40 minutes ago. It's one of my Mr. Breen's Origins. Now again, the game doesn't necessarily... Here's the thing. This game means so much to me. Because I remember playing this game when I was younger. And I remember loving it. But coming back to it 2 decades later and streaming it, and having there be a whole nother dynamic to like, oh, you're streaming it. Now you're making up this new character that is like I'm having fun in a different way 20 years later. In a completely different way than I first experienced it. So it's definitely Mr. Claus to me? What the fuck? That's not that. Somebody is doing like a thing. They put that in as their name. That's a weird name. We had so much fun playing this, and I had so much fun playing this 20 years ago. I've come back to this many times. I might even go back to it again. The point of this game is you're supposed to, you want to try to make $1 million, and that's how you get the end credits. Or you go broke and lose everything. People, if those that didn't ever watch any of the, old streams, people will come up to you and it'll be a random encounter and they'll be like, hey, oh, my daughter just broke her leg. Can I please have $500 for her surgery? And it's like, no, dude, what the fuck? And then it turns out that that guy comes back and he's like, oh, my daughter, by the way, is a scientist and she has $500 million and I would have given you 20 grand if you had said yes. They do goofy shit like that. All right, Virtual Bart. This is the other weird Bart Simpson game that it could be eliminated. We'll find out. We'll see. Another minigame compilation. This one's way weirder than the other ones. And I played both the Bart Simpson Weirdo games back to back when I was younger. They came out like within a year of each other. Oh yeah, this one where you're like a pig. Is this like you're a pig in like a factory? I think it's like a Like a slaughterhouse or something. This is what I was talking about. It's just fucking horror. It's like horrifying. Monka-esque. No, it is. This is truly a Monka-esque game. Oh, there was like a motor. Yeah, look, the whole family's dead.
Surviving kids.
Have you ever seen a set? All right, where did this come from? Where did this come from that people think I've never seen an episode of The Simpsons? Did I say make a joke like a few years ago? I've seen hundreds of episodes of The Simpsons. That was one of my favorite shows when I was growing up. I've seen almost all of the first like 6 to 7 seasons of that show. People think I actually haven't seen an episode of The Simpsons. That's fucking crazy. That's literally impossible. You said it during Hit and Run, so I just was fucking talking shit for one day. I've made references to the Treehouses of Horrors over the last 10 years. I said one joke during the Hit and Run stream, and all like the Treehouse of Horror references I've made, it just went completely over everybody's head. I'm gonna give this one.
Alright.
Let's keep it around for now. All right, that is the end of the Super Nintendo. Very cool. Coming up next, we have the Sega Genesis and Master System. I didn't have a Genesis for a long time growing up, so there's not a whole lot of Genesis games on here. Oh yeah, Sonic, the original Sonic the Hedgehog is getting 2 stars. I didn't have a Sega Genesis. I didn't have any Sega console really until the Dreamcast. I love Sonic the Hedgehog. But I don't think this is that huge to me. It's big enough of a deal to me to want to make it 2. But I wouldn't say that this is a 3 or a 4. Where's 2 and 3? I didn't have a Genesis. I didn't really play them. I played Sonic 1. I didn't really play 2 or 3. I played 2 I did play 2 actually a little bit, because that was with Tails. And you could be like the one friend that doesn't really have to do anything. But this is the one that I played a lot of, just because it was the thing that everybody had. A lot of people had 2 as well, but I remember all that. I remember the casino level here, right? The underwater levels. Wait, is casino in Sonic 2? Where's the casino level? It is in 2. Okay, let's pretend this is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It's still getting 2 stars. Toe Jam and Earl. I actually like the sequel a little bit better, but I didn't want to put it on the list because I didn't really play it that much. I actually might eliminate this. Toe Jam and Earl they were a classic duo. But I feel like this is gonna be gone. I didn't really care for this that much after I played it the first time. But I think this loses to everything else that's 1 star. I'm just doing the work first, right? Like this is gonna lose to a lot of shit. It's a really cool game though. It's a really great game. But I think it just let's give it a chance. Let's let it see if it can beat anything else. Hey, look at that! Sega CD! The only Sega CD game on this entire list. This is Wirehead, an FMV choose your own adventure quick time game. There was 1,000 of these for the Sega CD and the 3DO. I've made the joke previously. I have almost every single Sega CD game that was released in North America, and not one of them is good. Only one of them made it to this list because we streamed it, and I streamed it and thought it was funny. But I love the FMV charm. It deserves to be here. There's so much goofy shit in this game and any of the other FMV. In my mind, this is on here as a representative of all the stupid FMV games that I love so much. Do you know what I mean? So this is like the ambassador to all the FMV games, in a way. I'm gonna give it something kind of high. No, I'm not. Okay, here come a shitload of 3s and 4s. Oh my god, this whole list is gonna be 3s and 4s. Are any of these 1? Dude, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is autumn. No, maybe that's a 2. Me and Stir started playing this and then we just gave up on it. He told me it was too hard. ARPG. Console ARPG, which were pretty rare. There was only a handful of them that I remember playing back in the day. Dark Alliance 2 is great. But this, I remember this one the most. But do I give this a... You know what? I don't think this is gonna... I think this is a 1. It sits few and far between with all the other ARPGs. Just because they did not exist. On console, at least. Baldur's Gate, obviously. I'll give it a 1. Bully. Rockstar's other open world run around and punch people franchise. I don't know if it's 4, though.
Oh, come on.
At least for me. I'm not sure I would give this a 4. I'm not even sure I would give it a 3. Yeah, it's 3.
Oh,
Not
no,
quite
you
like
done
my
shit.
top
Jimmy can't
20,
stand
top
you
50,
already.
but it's definitely up there. And I don't know, when I see the tier list, I might move it around. We'll see. But yeah, when Rockstar was making this, I remember hearing about it and being like, wait, why are they doing GTA, but GTA as a kid. It's like, what do you mean? I'm going to do GTA as a kid? I'm like, that's weird. But then it was like, wait, this game's fucking phenomenal. We had a fecal raid? Oh, I was like, who's fecal? I was like, is this somebody's name? Is like the name is their shit or something? All right, Joel. Hey, Joel. What are you giving Dave Mirra's Freestyle BMX 2? And I'll tell you, it's at least a 1 because this is the first game that I ever laughed till I had a headache. That's why it's on here. This game, there's a highway level. By the way, this game operates, it's a BMX game. Like, okay, I don't really care about like BMX. I'm not like a big BMX fan. But there's a mechanic in this game where you can throw yourself off the bike and just go ragdoll. I don't know why it's in the game. It's called a bail. And your character just goes completely limp. And there's a highway level in this game. And I remember I remember watching Burger Boy's face turn purple for the first time really ever. Because we did the highway level and he jumped into the highway and did the bail and he got hit directly by a fucking Mack truck. And he flew off the map. And I've never seen his face turn purple before, and it turned literally purple. We didn't even play this game to play the game. We would load it up just to hurt ourselves. That's all we did. It was like, oh, dude, if you jump off there and then like let go when you're upside down perfectly, you'll land right on your fucking head. Dude, I will land right on my head. And just landing right on the crown of your head. I don't think we're gonna see it. Oh, come on, land on your head. That's fucked up to wish. All right, all you need to know is this is a 1-star because I saw Burger Boy's face turn purple. Just go look up Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX 2 flying like into a car or something. You know what I mean? Like you'll find it. I'll stream this game one day and I'll jump into a car on the highway. It's a 1-star. It's hilarious. Clock Tower 3. Streamed it. Fucking hated it, but I loved it. All the Clock Tower games are weird. This one is the weirdest. I think this is one of the biggest crash outs I think I've ever had on camera. What a fun experience it was, though. It was a good time. Do you remember how much fun this was? I think this was like a 13-hour stream or something, too. It was like 12 hours. I wanted to put it on here because it had an impact. It was so much fun on stream, torturing you all. Looking at the sea of people in the chat saying, please play something else, I beg of you, and me going, no, shove it up your ass. I'm gonna play this and only this. But I think it's gonna get nuked right now. All right, if the next timestamp does not immediately give me a joyful response, it's getting destroyed. Oh, shit. That's pretty joyful. That was joyful. That was a joyful reaction. It has to be a 1. I don't give a fuck. It's staying. Dynasty Warriors 2. This is the first game I ever played where I said, look, bah, there's 10,000 people I could slay. Dude, running around trying to kill every last little fucking red circle over there. Oh man, I had fun. When you do the, you hold the circle and you do like the boom, 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 boom. This game is a fucking 2 at least. Running away from Lu Bu. Or sucking it up and fighting Lu Bu head on and beating his ass. I'm gonna act, this is a 2. Well, you know what? Maybe it's a 1. 2 is reserved for like, damn, that was fun. This was that though. I'm gonna give it 2. I already eliminated this, but let's just open it, I guess. The reason why this is on here is because this brings back college memories of me sitting in my dorm room and this being one of the only games I had at the time. So I was gonna beat it. And just that, it takes me back to being in college and having a television that we could not turn off unless we unplugged it from the wall. The power button was punched out, so you couldn't turn it off by going up and pressing the power button on the front of the TV. And we lost the remote for it so early on in the semester that we just put it on Adult Swim. And the channel was never changed. And it just stayed there forever, all day, all night. It was never turned off. And it was plugged into and the reason why it was like so hard to turn off is because it was plugged in behind a big bureau. And we had to like it was a 2-person job to unplug this or plug it in. So our solution was just don't ever turn it off, and it just literally never turns off once. How'd you turn it back on? Hold on, let me think. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure. I remember my roommate at the time. I think he had to take a pen. And he had to like push into the hole where the thing was. And it was like lock picking a lock. Like it was like, it was not gonna work unless you spent like 30 minutes doing it. Like you had to put like a pen in there and like push in a very specific way with a certain amount of strength to turn it on. And it was not easy, so it was like, why don't we just leave it on forever? This game is not that good, but it brings back college memories. What a fun time that was. I'm gonna uneliminate it. No. Okay, time for some heavy hitters. Are you ready? Wow, Grand Theft Auto 3. I got another dad story for you. This is back when violence was coming back. We're getting back into violence. Violence was coming back into video games. And giving the controller to my dad. First of all, this is the first ever big open world third-person game like this that had this much to do. Watching somebody that doesn't really play games and doesn't commit crimes, giving that person the controller and watching them drive around as if the rules of the road exist. And anytime that they do anything remotely wrong, they go, "Oh, Jesus! Oh, jeez!" That was a generational feeling. Right there, my father would have let go of the controller and been like, "Ah!" Like a train going towards the screen in the 1800s when there was the black and white movies. There's a train coming, does nobody see that? That's kind of what this game did. This game changed everything. Everything changed after this. It definitely deserves to be in the top 50, or even top 20, top 30. And it's crazy because I think all of them probably deserve to be there. Yeah, I mean... Although, dude, that 4-star list is going to be so hard to make. Do you know how difficult I'm making this for myself? There's 23 4-star games right now, and this is probably going to be about 50, I would imagine. I mean, we don't even need to see the footage, do we? They're generational games. Some of the most fun I've ever had in my life, period, have been the GTA games. And some of, like, this channel's most viewed videos when I was first, you know, making YouTube videos were Grand Theft Auto videos. Those GTA 4 videos, that, like, kind of helped launch the channel in a way, too. Like, if people were like, "Oh my god, GTA 4 is so fun, do more GTA videos." So, no, this is a impact. You talking about impact? Starting back here? Oh, yeah. They're all for. Oh, Katamari Damacy, the original Katamari for the Xbox 360! I want to give this 4, but I can't give 4 to every game. And this is the original one. They've made a lot of games since. The other ones may be a little bit better. I think the original is probably the most fun I ever had. Because it was so new and so fresh. And this concept was so bizarre that it just was like, what do you mean? I'm going to roll up the world and get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It was a really fun concept. And this many years later, I still love this franchise. I'd say probably, if I were to do a top video game soundtrack tier list, this would be probably in the top 10. Or maybe even top 5. It's definitely in top 10. But I can't reliably tell you that this is one of the best things I've ever done in my life. It's one of the better things I've done in my life, video game wise. I think it's fine to be a 3. Okay, how mad can I make you today? Because this is not 4. Might not even be 3 for me. But I did love it, especially the first one. And Disney was cool again. I don't think a lot of you remember this. Disney was cool again. There was a period where Disney was so gosh darn cool right here. It was like, dude, remember those old movies that were awesome? All the classic Disney movies? Well, now we're bringing them back, and you're gonna be able to be Cloud from fucking Final Fantasy VII, too. This was huge. This is a big fucking deal. It was like, hey, dude, let's take like that game studio that makes incredible games, that makes like awesome RPGs, and let's like give them this entire world of content. And it was right after this, after like Kingdom Hearts 2 or like somewhere in this world here, where then Disney like sucked. This was the peak moment of Disney. Remember Disney, how awesome it was? And then like it kind of sucked after this. At least like after 2, because 2 was still really good too. I didn't play Kingdom Hearts 3, so I cannot give you that assessment. Then it was the Pixar Golden Age. Yeah, that's true, but this did kind of feel like a stamp in time of Disneyland. It's a small world after all. It's a small world. You know what I mean? Like now we don't need to talk about that. Kingdom Hearts 2 is miles better. Yeah, but here's where I don't want to fuck this whole thing up. You are correct. But if I give Kingdom Hearts 1 a 1 star, it's going to get obliterated. Because it's going to go up against other 1-star things eventually. But it'll get obliterated at 2 as well. Maybe I should just fucking nuke one of these. All right, so I've made my decision. We got Kingdom Hearts 2 as a 2-star game, and Kingdom Hearts 1 was fine. But I don't, there's 2 of them. I don't even want this one. I put this one on here to eliminate, by the way. Such a huge, talking about, okay, the game itself. No, the game's good, isn't it? No, this game was fucking fire, dude. I hate this fucking game so much. But I loved it when I was 16. Was that weird? What happened? No, fuck, dude, this game was awesome with 2-player. I'm gonna uneliminate this. Just because I had a massive, longest stream ever meltdown. And I talked about how I wanted to burn the disc. Just such a great, especially co-op experience, trying to fill that bar. Just keeping a combo going, keeping the kill streak going. The level up system. Helm's Deep. You get to actually play in Helm's Deep. Wait, wasn't it that for 2 Towers? Oh yeah, well this is a better game. This is a better version. I think 2 is accurate. Simpsons Hit and Run. It's only, okay, if I don't have some, oh, when I was 12, I played Simpsons Hit and Run, and oh, it was so challenging, and oh my god, me and my brother played it, and I beat it 10 times. I played this game for the first time when I was 36. And I fucking hated every second of it. I hated every second of this game. It's only on here because it was so impactful for my stream. To a point where... I mean, I made a lot of money during this stream, okay? I made a lot of money during this stream. This is a 13-hour stream. Some of you said this is your favorite stream I've ever done. Because I screamed a lot of swear words. And I put like 3 holes in the drywall. I think I was hallucinating at one point. I know I was hallucinating at one point. I remember. I got visited by all the ghosts of Christmas past. They all showed up at the same time. But I don't have a fond memory of playing this game. I have a fond memory of streaming this game. Because of how much fun you had. And I think that's important. I think that's actually fun to me. Like, that's an interesting thought. Like, you all had a lot of fun when I played this. And that does mean a lot to me. It does. It actually does. So that's why it made it onto the list. But I'm not putting that next to fucking Super Mario 3. Like, are you crazy? That's not going up against Rampage and winning. I love this stream. I have a lot of fun here. But Simpsons Hit and Run, they made me hallucinate. And I know other games made me do that before, so I can't keep it around. But let me think. Your enjoyment of that stream and how reading comments and years later, please do a rerun. It was so much fun. The joy that brings me, the genuine joy that does bring me. Does that beat Friday the 13th? Hold on, give me a second. I made a mistake. Co-op fighting beat-em-up game, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Who doesn't love Ultimate Alliance? This is a great one. Syncing up with all your friends. Everybody gets to play as their favorite. I'm low on power, but rich in vitamin C. That's where this game is from, right? Just a good beat-em-up, a good time with your friends. I think less about how fun I think this game was, and I think more about, for instance, like Burger Boy's face turning purple. Do you know what I mean? That's more important to me. looking over and seeing his face turning purple gave me so much joy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the experience you have while you're playing. If the game sucks but you're having a good time, who cares? You had fun. That means a lot. I have a lot of fond memories of this game. There's a lot of playthroughs of this game that I have absolutely been a part of. Ultimate Alliance 2 was fun as well, but this is the original. This is the one I played the most of. I think I'm going to give it a 1. It deserves to be up there. I know why it's on here, because it's the first... This is a PS2 launch game. Let me remember. Without reading the description now, I'm going to get this. There's a PlayStation 2 launch game, and I remember thinking, holy shit, look at how good this looks. This is the power of the PlayStation 2. This was Nomura before he made Kingdom Hearts. Dominique. Yeah, I mean, it's on here for a reason. It's a fun game. But I don't know if this goes up against very much. I need more eliminations. It's just a fact, guys. It is. They're playing this on an emulator. Shut up! What are you trying to do? No, what do you, the PlayStation 2 HDMI input converter. What the fuck are you doing, man? Anyways, I probably am going to eliminate it. It's a great game. It was fun. It was the first game I played on PS2. I played it at my buddy's house, and we both pogged, and it got stuck that way for a week. I remember his lips were getting so cracked and dry here after the 3rd day. He had to put like chapstick, like, ow, ow. But I need eliminations, dude, and it's not going to make the cut. I'm sorry, it just isn't as cool as it was. And as fond of a memory as I have of that. Dude, Tony Hawk's Underground. This is a good one. I hate this game too, right? I streamed this and I hated it. No, I didn't hate it. I just hated it. I loved it and hated it. I love this game though. I love both of them. I don't think I give this a 4. Because... Okay, the reason why I can't give this a 4 is because Tony Hawk 2 is a 4. And if that's a 4, then this has to be lower. It just does. I don't think it's lower by a whole lot, but maybe it is though. I feel like Tony Hawk 2 would be... Is Tony Hawk 2 a 4 for me? I'm just going on vibes. I'm just going, we gotta go individual. I don't compare anything yet. That's for much later. Dude, if I'm gonna be honest, I have to be completely honest. I would put this at 2. Fantastic game. Have a lot of great memories with it. It doesn't quite get into the, god damn, that was the best thing, one of the best games I've ever played or changed my life. But it's definitely up there. Metal Gear Solid 2? Dude, I love this game. I think Metal Gear Solid 1 is better than 2. You know what's not on here though? Which is gonna be probably shocking to some of you. Metal Gear Solid 3 is not on this list. I think I actually like 3 a little bit more than 2. I think it does go 1, 3, 2 for me. And then all the other ones may as well just be, I don't really care too much about them. 3 sits in kind of a weird place in my head. Because I played 2. I played 1 and 2 all the way through multiple times. Loved it. Metal Gear Solid 1 is one of my favorite games. I don't know if I would call it a 4. But it's... this is the worst part about doing this. Is because everything up here is like one of my favorites. So you're literally picking your favorite children. 3 is not on here. I don't know what... Dude, why the fuck is Balloon Fight on here, but Metal Gear Solid 3 isn't? Because I really only experienced it once. I really liked it, and I loved it. And then I watched somebody play it. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's great. I remember very, very intimately playing through this game like 3 times. Now, maybe it's an oversight that I didn't put it on the list to give it a 1, but that's on me. Yeah, I'm probably gonna say, I'm gonna give it a 2. Because that gives me room to give Metal Gear Solid 1 a 3 or a 4. Because I think that is a better game. Hey, would you look at that? The last great baseball game ever made. And then they stopped making any good ones ever. And they never made another good baseball game ever. What the hell happened to the world? This is right when EA... I think we already talked about this like a few weeks ago. But whatever, I give you the preview. MVP... Settle down. I'm very passionate about this, you can tell. MVP Baseball was the premier baseball game on all the consoles. It was the game. It was the best one. Way better than any of the 2K games that they were trying to make. Like RBI baseball. No, dog shit in comparison. They made the best baseball game, period. At some point, EA, as we know, was also making the Madden games. So I'm going to botch this whole video game history story. I don't care. Go look it up. There's probably a YouTuber that has a whole thing about this. EA says, we're going to be the exclusive, we have the exclusive rights to all NFL football games because we make Madden and everybody loves Madden. It's the best and fuck everybody else. No one's getting the license. And 2K said, well, fuck you, dude. We're going to get an exclusive baseball license then, and we're going to be the only ones that can make baseball games, motherfucker. And that was really good puff up the chest moment from 2K. Here's the problem. The 2K games were terrible. They gave themselves exclusive license for the worst fucking baseball games. It's like if they got exclusivity and they had great baseball games, I wouldn't have cared. But when I woke up one day, eyes open, boom, and I turn on the fucking radio, and the first thing I hear, ladies and gentlemen, we've got it's going to be cloudy today, 75 degrees. Also, by the way, there will never be an MVP baseball ever again. We'll never release. My eyes turned black. And I went, because this is the best baseball game ever. This is the last time we got an amazing arcade simulation combination of all of them. There are other non-simulation games that came out that I love, like the Bigs, like the goofy robot beat the shit out of each other game. This was a perfect combination of arcade, simulation. Oh, it's so good. And then they made a college version 2 years later, and we'll talk about that soon too. And then, yeah, the show came out, and everybody says the show this, the show that, and that's fine. I'm talking about the 10 plus years where we had to put up with this bullshit. There was a 5 to 10 year period where there was no the show that came up and was like, hey man, we're great, because the show is different, because the show was first party. So they were allowed to make that game because they were a first-party title. It was third-party games were not allowed to use the license. You're going to be freaking out by this, but this is one of my favorite games ever made. This is one of the best games of all time. I have hundreds of memories, thousands potentially, playing this, making bets on it with friends. You know, shit got done. Let me tell you, shit got done during an MVP baseball bout. You had an argument that you had to solve with friends. Somebody was being like an asshole or something, take it to fucking MVP baseball and settle it. That's how we settled shit back in fucking 2002. We picked up the controller and was like, all right, dude, I bet you I'm going to beat you. I'll shut you out. Another game that's on this list is like that too. We'll be talking about it very shortly. This is NCAA MVP Baseball 2007. Do you notice something different here? Because they lost the license, they still could make the game technically. They just had to make everybody royalty-free. Every single team on here is an NCAA team, and it's royalty-free names. I'm pretty sure it's just like Joe Smith is the pitcher. I don't even think did they have real players? Yeah, it's pretty much, it was public domain baseball, effectively. This guy's name is right fielder number 2. There you go. Do you really need more of an explanation? I don't think there's a guy on the team named RF number 2. So here's what I did. And this is why this game is on this list. Because you said, dude, Jerma, you just talked all this shit. You just complained about like, dude, the MVP baseball, and now you can't play as Manny Ramirez or David Ortiz or Mike Lowell or what the fuck. Yeah, but you know what you could do? Make every single person I've ever talked to. My team, the Boston Red Sox, was every single friend, acquaintance, parents of friends. Dude, you should have seen Burger Boy's dad was like the best pitcher in the league. My entire neighborhood was in this game. So I put myself and all of my friends and even like super powered versions of, like I said, acquaintances to make up the entire 40-man roster. I notice I didn't say 25. 40-man roster. And they were like Tamagotchi life characters to me, man. I took it really seriously. Their stats meant so much to me. If somebody had a bad game, it was going to fuck up their batting average. It was like, man, no, I ride bikes with this kid. It's got to be higher than that. Like, I love this dude. Dude, I remember making, you could make characters kind of crazy. You could make them kind of wild. You could make like a 5'2", like little dude that throws 110 miles per hour. You could actually make that, but it just wasn't the same. And I don't think they did another one after this. This is the only time they did this, and people were like, dude, that was kind of want to play as David Ortiz, man. I don't want to make my entire neighborhood friend list. I don't want to go through my phone contacts and pick up every single phone number I've ever dialed. But I did love that, though. It was a lot of fun. There can only be room for one baseball game here, though. But it's on there to tell you that story and for me to remember it, because remember, everything on these lists is great. Everything on here is wonderful. This is another one that, if you wanted to settle a score, if shit had to get done, you did it in NBA Street Volume 2. Another EA banger sports game. EA just did such great sports games, especially the arcade ones. This is pretty high. I don't know if this is 4, but it's definitely 2 or 3. Why don't they make this game anymore? EA Big. Yeah, EA Big was such a great studio. What the hell happened? Getting a game breaker in this was so stressful. It was so intense. I remember people leaning in during a close, like, 1 to 2 point game where somebody put something up on the line in the friend group. Let's say like 10 people are all just sitting around. And this is a great drinking game too. Like, if you're just hanging out with a couple of beers, just watching this shit, it was more entertaining than watching the Celtics a lot of times. Was watching a few of your friends go at it here. But man, this was a lean in. Oh my, like the crowd went wild during that moment right there. Yeah, well, why don't they make NBA Street? They made NBA Street Home Court, which was all right. It was fine. That was a 360. It's been like 2 decades. It's been like 15 years. You can play as Mario, Luigi, and Peach in the GameCube version. That's true. And they look awful. They look like weird mascot versions with big foam helmets because no one cares about sports anymore. I feel like they would if you made it fun. Look, the younger generation, which a lot of you are in, yeah, maybe you don't really care about, and okay, and then there out to the plate next is Dave Davidson, and there's a line drive to center field, and center fielder gets underneath it, and he makes the play and tosses it back in, but if there was a fucking guy in a hot dog outfit that can throw, like Mario sports style, like corkscrew pitches, and you had a super power bat that you could turn on and hit a home run guaranteed if you made contact. They're not even making those anymore. They have not made Mario Baseball in 20 fucking years. And yes, I'm going to get angry and I'm going to use a swear word. They've made Mario Tennis like 5 more times. Why won't they make a new Mario Baseball game? Why do they keep making tennis? Tennis is not even a fucking popular sport, especially in Japan. Baseball is so huge in Japan. It's America, Japan, and South America are the top 3 places where people think baseball is cool. Why has Nintendo not made its baseball game? I like tennis, but I love baseball. And just go play MLB The Show. No, dude, I want to throw a corkscrew 10,000 mile per hour pitch at my opponent, and I want to fucking talk shit to him over voice calls. What do we got for the breakdown? 32 1 stars, 27 2 stars. Okay, this makes sense to me. That's 3 consoles down, and this is just round 1. No, more. That's 1, 2, 3. All right, yeah, and the Genesis. All right, so what do you guys think? What do you want to? There's definitely enough time. I'm still here. I'm still good. There's probably enough time to do 2 more consoles. Let's get the handhelds out of the way because they're right here. I already know what I'm giving this. Picross for the DS. This is my introduction to Picross. I didn't even know what Picross was, and as you know, if you've been around the channel for a long time, this is one of my favorite video games of all time. Not just video game, but this is one of my favorite things to do of all time. Picross became one of those moments where I said, how have I never seen this before? Why have I never been experienced? Why have I never was exposed to this. And as of Nintendo DS, I think I have done 2,000 or 3,000 of these puzzles over the last 20 years. This game was a Mario game that just wasn't a Mario game. When you jump on, like, just everything was so tactile. Mario Land 2 for the Game Boy. Even jumping on the Goombas and shit, it's like, it just feels off. It's not quite Mario. Mario Land 2, yeah. Mario Land 1. This music is so iconic in my brain. And I just, when he jumps on this Koopa, watch this, ready? Well, I can't even describe it. I get this like soul, this feeling in my very soul. And especially seeing this on a tiny like 3 or 4 inch screen with those kind of lines all over it and being all green and shit. I want to give this 4. Look at how cute he is too. He's so like, look at how, this is definitely the most wholesome version of Mario for me. Especially when he's little. Dude, he got that secret entrance better than anybody else I think I've ever seen. 3. And there's your handhelds. Really high scores for the handhelds. But Jerma, hey dude, why are there so few handheld games on this list, dude? I kind of missed the handheld kind of wave as of the DS and 3DS. I played some stuff, and a lot of the stuff I played on other people's devices. Like, I knew somebody that had this, so I played it. And I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. This is incredible. I want to play this every day. It wasn't until I kind of got to college that I got a DS. But I had all the other consoles. Like, I was a console, Super Nintendo, N64, you know, PS1. I played most of the stuff that I played on console. Very early on, I had a Game Boy, but I mean, I was so young. I couldn't really, you know, these are the 3 games that I really remember. Yeah, I could also put on like Tetris, but Tetris is not on this list. I hate that game. I think Tetris is the worst game ever. That would actually, if we're going to do the kind of the yin and the yang of this, I thought about maybe doing the games I've hated the most, like the most negative list. Like what games what's your top hated video games? That would be kind of funny. And I know Tetris would be on it. Classic Tetris would be in the top like 20 of my least favorite games of all time. It would just cause so much rage. Yeah, it would. I've seen a lot of N64. Okay, well, there's not a whole lot of N64 games, so we can do those quick. That's a good, you know what? I'm just going to start here because this is my favorite N64 game. For very good reason, this is Mischief Makers. I already know what I'm giving it. Let's get to 4. One of my, obviously, top 3 N64 and top, probably at least in the top 50 of games of all time. The reason why this game was so fun is because this is Treasure that made this, by the way, yeah. You play as Marina, and you're a robotic maid who you have to rescue your professor, and it's all about shaking stuff. There's a lot of secrets. This game is weird because the ending cutscene of the game is directly tied to the amount of this special item that you have to get in every level. So it's like a big diamond. So for every 1 diamond that you collect through the game, you unlock 3 seconds of the game's final cutscene. So if you play through the whole game and you really don't go all the secret areas, you don't collect everything, and you get like 1/3 of all the gems, your ending cutscene will literally stop during like the middle of an incredibly dramatic part. Why am I so red? Because this is a red game, look. So that, I thought that was, so it made you want to beat every level and totally complete everything, so you could actually see the ending cutscene. I'm not even that red. I'm literally looking over here right now. Yeah, great game, wonderful. I'll stream it probably one day. I've always wanted to stream it. I've always thought it'd be fun to stream it. Hey, look at that, I fixed everything. Boss fights are intense. There's a lot of really, really cool mechanics. The grab mechanic is, obviously the shake mechanic, but you also have to hold on to stuff and kind of slingshot it back at things. It's just a wonderful little adventure platform action game. And it deserves to be 4 stars. All right, what else stands out for me? This does as well. This is No Mercy. This is the best wrestling, not only the best wrestling game of all time, it's one of the best games of all time. Now they made, this is a company, I think it's called, who made this? Let me just take a look at this. I want to say, yeah, THQ, but it was made by what, AKI? Yeah. AKI made a series of these games, and then they kind of just stopped. They made WCW versus NWO, Revenge, WrestleMania 2000. This was just, every single time, they're effectively all the same game. They're all the same, really the same game, which is updated graphics, updated mechanics, better modes, better stability. So I love WCW versus NWO, but this is just the best version of all of those old THQ AKI wrestling games. There was like hardcore modes in this where you could go fight backstage. There was a whole campaign. They introduced so many fun things in this, and this is just the best version. You can make a character, and I love this game. The music is the funniest part because it's just so weird. It's just such royalty-free random shit. Has the best grappling system of any wrestling game. I really believe that every wrestling game after this is horrible. What they lack in gameplay, a lot of the newer wrestling games as of like 2010, they made up for in customization. So like, what the fuck is going on? But so the newer games, they lack in gameplay to me, but they make up for in customization. Until obviously very recently. Like 2K14 is on this list because that's obviously Jerma Rumbles. It's how I made those, and that was a big deal for me and big deal to me. But it all started here. This is where I had the most fun. Best grappling mechanic of any of the wrestling games, and the best N64 wrestling game, period. And one of the best games of all time. WWF No Mercy. Okay, let's just get this out of the way because we all know where this is going. Like, that feels sacrilegious to do that. I feel like I need to go, I need to go get, like, baptized because I just did that. Mario 64 is... It's just the best. It's the best. It might be the best game ever made. I keep saying that about every 4-star game, but that's that fucking point. Again, another game that I truly wanted to 100% because I heard about... And that back in the day, we didn't really have a whole lot of places to find out secrets. You had to hear from your weird friend that, yeah, dude, I got on top of the castle. Bro, I got on top of the castle. And you know what? Yoshi's up there, man. It's like, liar. Yoshi is not on you can't even get on top of the castle. No, you don't understand, dude. I got 120 stars. And something happened. I beat the whole thing, man. I just locked in. And then a cannon showed up. It's like, okay, well, this guy's full of shit. I remember people thinking that that was not real. You couldn't just go look that up. You were the weird friend? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, 100%. I think that all of my friends were the weird friend in some category. And I think that's important. You should all be the weird friend on a specific category, so you all can Wizard of Oz solve any problem that ever exists. I mean, what can I say about Mario 64 that a dozen other video essays on this game have already, I've said already? It's 4 stars, okay? And so is this. Ocarina of Time. I'm not even a big Zelda guy, but this was one of the most important games I've ever played. I had my first girlfriend in the pause menu of this game. I remember that. I remember like being like, wait, she said yes? What do you mean? Love wins. No, it was just, I paused the game and it was like, do you want to go out with me? Yes. Wow. She said, yes, I have a girlfriend. And then I think like 2 weeks later, that just didn't happen. It was just over. I think we went to a dance and that was it. I was like, oh, okay, well, that was cool. How old were you? I don't know, probably like 15, maybe? 14? No, it was probably 15. Fumbled? What do you mean fumbled? Why did you sound 6? I don't know, because guys, I'm 40. I have to go back a long way. Eventually, it gets to a point where, like, all of those motherfuckers before, like, the age of 16 all talk like that. You know what I mean? Like, all of the Jeremys from, like, age 5 to, like, I would even say fucking, like, 20. Kind of all are that guy. 15 and talking like Elmo. Just wait till you live as long as I have. Just wait till you live as long as I know, yeah, I know. Why am I red again? What's going on? Oh, this is red. It's Ocarina of Time. Go watch a video essay. It's one of the best games ever made. It's the first real, true, open kind of RPG, and the chickens, and the... You know, when I was little, when I was like, when I was 15, I was little. I thought the chickens were singing that song. And I was like, holy shit, the chickens are singing. You don't know me. You can't even own this game anymore. But it's the N64 Clay Fighter game. This was like a weird Blockbuster exclusive, and like nobody can have this. They added fatalities. 63 and a third. What did I give the Clay Fighter for Super Nintendo? I gave it like a 3, right? Yeah. I would give this, I want to give this like a 2. Oh, you know what? Yeah. I said I wanted to make this higher, but no, I put a lot of time into this, but I don't think it can hit the same as the first one, now that I sit here and really think about it. Oh my god, this blood. I didn't even notice that. I'm gonna give this a 2, because I want to see this go up against other things that are in that same category. Diddy Kong Racing. Yep, it's great. It's wonderful. N64, this is the absolute pinnacle peak of Nintendo 64. But I'm gonna give this a 3. I'm not gonna give this a 4. I gave Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo a 4, but I think this is a 3 for me. Those airplane levels were fucking dog shit. I hated them. You just suck? Okay. Okay, but... Are you done flipping over your desk? Alright, okay. He likes everything. He loves everything. He loves everything. It's funny because all the other GoldenEye games that came out after this, the old GoldenEye, like that's the guy's name. Yeah, Joe GoldenEye. Every 007 game that came after this, I thought sucked. All of them. Even The World Is Not Enough. I didn't like any of them. Are you joking? No, to be fair though, to those of you that are like, what are you talking about? I didn't play a couple of them because with the consoles, like I didn't own the console at that time. I know they kind of were on everything at one point. But when I had what I wanted to go buy, if I had an opportunity to buy something, I already loved my 007 here. So I was like, I only have a finite amount of resources, I need to spend it accordingly. And it wasn't going to be on like another 007 game. 10 years from now, you're going to see a clip of this stream and freak out about giving this some game a 4? Well, no, but that's the point. The point is to make sure that does not happen. I'm going to be meticulous on this. Multiplayer, the 4-player split screen, it just can't be beat. That original feeling of playing with your friends, you know, doing the golden gun game mode and hiding in the bathroom will never be touched by another game ever again. Getting the golden gun, going into the facility, and sitting into a stall in the bathroom, and you're the person that has the golden gun and 3 of your friends are all working together, how are we gonna go in there and get that motherfucker? And you're just sitting there like, the second you see movement, and you hear them scream and everybody freaks out. You got to do your own Looney Tunes routine in 007 and GoldenEye, where it was like everybody got to be Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny at least once during that game. You get to do a Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote routine with the proximity mines, the golden gun, the laser weapons. It was just this game was peak gaming in 1997. One of the best games ever made. Speaking of baseball games, Ken Griffey Jr. This was a great game. Another good arcade kind of simulation, but more arcadey. This dude loves baseball. Of course I do. I grew up in New England. I grew up in the Boston area, like my whole life. I spent my whole life there. It's like when you're in the delivery room, the guy with the delivery doctor has a Red Sox hat on. And it's, you know, you come out and the father and the son and the green monster. Welcome to the world, kid. And then they like give you back to the mother. Baseball is so boring to watch, but it's fun to play. I feel like you could say that about a lot of things. I love this game, I do, but if I'm going to be dead serious, it's not MVP baseball, and it's not the bigs. Oh, welcome to Mario Kart. I can do that better, but I'm not going to save myself from getting made fun of. It's so good. It's so good. This is an important ass game, I know. It's funny because everything after this I didn't really care about. And I was still very much a gamer. I didn't have a GameCube, that was my problem. You'll see the GameCube list is like 4 games, it's very small. I really didn't like the one for the Wii. I think when they introduced the blue shell, I was like, well, this game's dumb. I don't want to play this anymore. The blue shell is in the N64 version. Is it? Yeah, but it doesn't happen every 15 seconds. I swear, as of Mario Kart Wii, the blue shell just hits the guy in first place every 10 seconds. It felt like it was, I don't even remember it being in the game. That's how rare it was, apparently. The Wii is the best one. I'm sure you have a lot of reasons why. So when you do your list, you can describe why that is the case. It's 4 stars for me right here.
Well, I guess I better find the other guys. I'm gonna pick you up.
I was a big fan of this show. And the ability to walk around South Park. I was like, oh my god, that's Kenny's house. That's Kyle's house. You could play as all the characters. This game sucks though. Yeah, but the multiplayer was fun. Wait, what did you say, Josh? I loved the Superman cartoon, but I wouldn't put the game on any list. Yeah, well, that game was fucking terrible. That game, okay. That game did not function properly. It was barely a video game. It was a bunch of code smushing up against itself. This was a game. It had a story. It had voice-acted cutscenes. All the original characters, all the original actors were in it. You could walk around Springfield. Why did I do that? It's South Park, not Springfield. I'm gonna give this an elimination, but it had to be on the original list. Clip farming, of course I was. It had to make it to the first wave. It was very important that it did. Do Mario Party 3, the best Mario Party. Can you even argue that? It just, the minigames was so good. It felt like they hit the stride on what they really wanted this to be. I think the best minigames are in this one. And maybe the next one. No, 2, maybe 2. But this one clears 2 and 1 for me. They're not even on the list. They had great boards too. The problem though is, I love these games, but I don't think I'm going to give this a 3. I think I'm going to give this a 2. It's really great. But I don't think it should be up with like Ocarina of Time. But it's a wonderful game. I love it. We'll see how it does in the next round. I'll say the same thing with Rogue Squadron. This is awesome plane-based shooter. I would also call this kind of a pinnacle of the N64, especially the what is it, Hoth? That Hoth level is so much fun. When you actually have to ride around and lasso the legs of the AT-ATs. It's got a great GUE soundtrack. It's got a really chunky GUE soundtrack, which is a huge deal for me. One of the only Star Wars games that I actually really like, which is funny. Because I don't really like ship-based shooting games, but I love this one. You get the picture, you get the idea. I'm gonna give it 3. Okay, here's the 4-star version of the game we just played. Or that you just watched. Star Fox 64, let's see the remake. The remake. Again. This is another one of those games that I wanted to beat every level and get every single thing, and I did. And it was actually surprising how many small little secrets were in this game to do something a little different. And it was fun to try to figure out the right route to go. Shooting was so fluid, everything felt so clean. Some of still the best kind of, you would call it technically kind of like on-rails shooter that I've ever played. It just hits, and it's way better than the Super Nintendo version. It's not even on the list. This is to me what the Super Nintendo game wanted to be in the first place, so they just made that, but just the one they wanted to make. Oh, dang, detach the rear vehicle. Right, like these were... You're supposed to get through! No, you got a bogey on your tail! Step on the gas. Step on the gas! Yeah, it's 4, and it'll go up against other shit in that category. The original Super Smash Bros., it's when Nintendo had 12 characters, and they said, oh my god, we have so many more characters we can put into future releases of this game. And now Al Bundy's in the game, so they ran out. But we talked about that earlier. Melee's not on this list. You're probably wondering why. I didn't have a GameCube. Most of the stuff on the GameCube list that you're seeing is years later that I played when I was like a college student. And I didn't really play Melee. Brawl was coming out at that point, and that's the one that I played. But I don't want to give this 4, and I'm not going to give it 3 either. I'm going to give this 2. All right, GameCube. Remember I told you I didn't really have a GameCube? Well, here you go. Here's the 4 GameCube games that I care about. WarioWare, it's an automatic 3. I love all these games. They're so much fun. I've played them all a million times over. You know it. I know it. But it's not... My favorite one is coming up later. This one surprised me because I played this much later. This is not something that I'm not reminiscing about my childhood playing this. I played this for the first time on stream about 8 or 9 years ago, whatever, 8, 7, 7 years ago? I loved it. I thought it was wonderful. So I wish I experienced this when I was younger. I would have loved every second of it. Very unique. Game is super cool. I'm surprised they have not come back to this formula. I don't know why they didn't make another one of these. I'm gonna say this is like a 1 or a 2. Let's go 1. Let's make it work to work its way up if it's going to. This is the best GameCube game there is.
Go for it! Let's rock!
Gotcha, Force. Okay, for those of you that have no idea what's going on, I did stream this as well. You collect toys, and you have to make a toy loadout to fight other kids' toys. No custom robo. No, I had more fun with this than custom robo. And you could only take a certain amount of you know, power with you. So you're gonna take a really, really powerful 1 or 2 really powerful ones, or a bunch of smaller, kind of shittier ones that were just as interesting. There was a lot of variety. This game's great. It is expensive. If you have a GameCube and you want this game, good luck. Because the game is hundreds and hundreds. It's like it's $500, okay? $500 game here. Oh, it's on eBay for $89. Okay, well they must have, the value must have dropped because nobody likes the game. I like the game though. I like the game so much that I'm going to give this a 3. And that might actually change to a 4. Because the game gets hard. The game becomes so challenging. Oh look, baseball. Oh look. Would you look at that? Mario Tennis Strikers Charge. Mario Tennis 2.0, Mario Tennis 3, Mario Tennis 5. Mario Baseball for the GameCube. Mario Tennis 3, Mario Tennis 5, Mario Tennis HD, Mario Tennis, like, come on, man. It's so fun, though. But is it better than MVP Baseball? No. It's a 2. But it's great. Hey, look at that. Chat's most hated video game, but Jeremy's most beloved beat-em-up game. The notorious Beautiful Joe streams. And by streams, I mean one singular stream where every 10 seconds I looked over and I saw, game sucks, dude. Fucking do something else. What the fuck? Game is fucking dumb. Dull. I don't know what crack everybody was smoking that day, but this is a fucking great game. Got a great soundtrack. It's got a great mechanics. Slowing down, speeding up time is really fun in the context of beat 'em up like this. Somebody said the Wii, speaking of the Wii, do Poke's idea and stream every game ever for a few seconds. Dude, you'd have to just, well, how would you even put that together? All right, we're on the Wii. Let's get a couple of these out of the way because I know where they are. Resident Evil 4, the Wii version specifically. The Wii version specifically. It's one of the best games ever made. In fact, this could be the best game of all time. It could be. I know it's in the top 10. It could be one of the best games ever made. It could be, well, I know that. I just said it was. But is this like number 2? Or number 1? Dude, what is going to be able to beat World of Warcraft? That is the fucking question of the century for this stream. The Wii controls were so liquid. I had been begging internally for a game like this to come out for the Wii. This was the perfect addition to play this game because it was kind of like a mouse, but not really. There was a little bit of delay, but not enough where it was annoying. It felt like it was still difficult to aim, but it felt so much better than the analog. I hate analog aiming. I hate it. It's so miserable. This felt kind of like that perfect in-between of mouse and controller. This game was made for the Wii. Now, you probably saw when I scrolled down, the remake is also on this list. It was very, very good, and we'll see if I give it a 4 or 3. Or 2. Resident Evil 4, what a fucking masterpiece. Last Draw Showdown. Specifically for the Wii. But how much fun was this? I had so much fun. This was one of the funniest most interesting, stupid games ever. There's a time for living, and there's a time for dying. A newer time has come. One of my favorite videos, one of my favorite games, period. Just because of that video. You missed that one. Try another. Yeah, these fucking games. Oh, so your mama let you come out and play today.
So your mama let you come out and play today.
I really kind of want to give this something higher than a 2, but that's for the next one, I think. Let's be realistic. I'm going to give this a 1. All right, this is 3. Right? I mean, look at this thumbnail.
Let's see what kind of a shot you are.
Perfect
Take a
timestamp.
crack at this bottle. Nice shooting. Try another one. Try another one.
He's doing too many, you're getting too many hits. Well, okay, we're not going to hear the line.
No, you better get out there and find me.
You better get out there and find me. This is a 2 at least. Again, the FMVs of this period were so fun. And it was so expensive. Look at how expensive this was to make. Like, you'd have to rent out this whole town. You have to have dozens and dozens of actors, explosives. Remember when I played this on the Sega CD and it was like 5 pixels? The Sega CD version of this is so bad.
You don't stand a chance. Let's go get him, stranger.
Oh yeah, doesn't he die here? Yeah, and there's no fanfare for that guy, by the way. He just dies. That dude follows us around and is like, I was debating. There's no more debate after that. Oh fuck, am I gonna have Mad Dog McCree be higher than Mario Galaxy?
Yes!
No, it's not quite a 4. It's not quite a 4 for me. It deserves to be a 2 or a 3. No, I don't think I would give this a 4. It was so great, and I remember playing this so specifically. The levels design was so great. It was kind of puke-inducing a little though, which is why I think it keeps it from 4 for me. Because there's something about running around, the gravitational shit, they're just like, oh my god. I could only play this game for like an hour or 2 at a time, but it was wonderful. And it definitely deserves to be up at 2 or 3. It's just, where's the vibe telling me here? Because remember, anything that's a 4 is guaranteed to be on the final list. Anything that's a 3 is also going to be on the final list. Anything that is a 1 or a 2 needs to fight for its life in the next round or 2. I think it deserves a 3. Mario Strikers Charge. This is the other kind of Mega Man Soccer-esque game. This is also a great game to play with your friends. Everybody had their like ultimate abilities. It was super fun. This one for the Wii specifically, not the other ones. Holy shit, that was crazy. I feel like I want to play this with somebody. Yeah, when you there was like a showdown mechanic where you had to aim with the Wiimote and actually aim into the net, and the other person had to block it with the Wiimote or something. It was really cool. Yeah, it's good. It's great. Let's let it fight for it. How have I only eliminated 23 games? There's too many good games. There's so many good games. They're all going to get eliminated in the next round. There's so many good games. I can't delete them. This game is so fun, but this is the game where you do surgeries. This is the first surgery like. Where you have to like use the Wiimote and cut into people and pull out glass out of their chest. And then you have to fight nanobots. They take over a dude's body and you have to shoot him with lasers. And
Careful.
there was a whole story too. Yeah, let's see some gameplay here.
They keep coming!
Oh yeah, see, that's like the weird parasite that lives in it. You have to shoot him. This is a great Wii game though. I don't know, do we let it fight for its life? This is a 1 star. I love this game. This franchise is crazy. Uneliminate. You can fight for it. Okay, this is going to be tricky because this probably... Oh, can I give that... I can't. I got to give it a 3. Or a 2. What a pain. You're a joke. Yeah. Robin Atkin Downs, too. This game is phenomenal. The second one's great, too. It's on this list, but I think this one is better than the second one. Just because... just the vibes alone. It does run like shit on the Wii, though. When they remade or re-released these years later... It was a better experience, but there's something about swinging around the Wiimote that's fun. Boss fights are great. Mini games were fun, although they were kind of repetitive. But is this a 2? or 3. It's definitely not a 4. It could be though, but yeah, it's a wonderful game. The third, I feel like I might just drop this one. It's great though. Maybe I should just give it a 3 and then decide later. There's so much World of Warcraft. I know, dude. It's one of my favorite franchises in history. No, let's let it happen. Let's see what happens in the tier 3. No, I don't think it deserves it. Good old Rhythm Heaven. I don't know if this changed my life, but it was really, really good. And I can't wait for the next one. And I'm a rhythm game fiend. We'll go for 2. Smash Brothers Brawl. Sonic the Hedgehog. Remember that? This is considered by everybody to be the worst Smash Brothers game. But the reason why it's on this list is because I remember staying up, again, like I've said before, they did a weekly site update that had some type of reveal. And it was like the Super Bowl every Friday. And when it finally came out, I had a lot of fun with it. I think this gets a lot of hate in retrospect because of the tripping stuff. But I do think this was a very, very fun game. It was wonderful. I think it was a good party game. And that's kind of what I played it as. That's kind of what I cared about it for. I like the style of this one too. I also love how, and this is my complaint with the newer versions of this game, they upped the particle effects to like times 100. Ever since the Wii U one, and even the newer one, the one on the Switch, everything has this giant laser beam that comes out if you even do a single punch. It's just so much particles. I prefer the old style of less is more. I feel like it's hard, like, especially with a 4-person battle, it's just pink and blue smoke and lights, and I just went like this to you. And that created pink smoke that went up 500 feet. I'll give it 2. Hey, here's the only Wii U game on this list. Because this was so fun to stream. And I feel like a lot of you really enjoyed those streams. This is a more audience, like I'm thinking about how do the audience feel, not necessarily me. And I remember you guys were laughing. You guys were having a lot of fun. Is Breath of the Wild on here? No. Breath of the Wild is not on here. I didn't hate Breath of the Wild. Everybody thinks I hated that game. I just mildly was displeased. I thought it was fun. I was mildly displeased. Mildly. I'll give this a 1. The bigs. This is a big one. It's going to be a 1 star. I think I already know it. Another great little party baseball. A lot of baseball games. How many baseball games is this? Yeah, it is a shitload of baseball. There's like 10 baseball games. They don't make them like this anymore, though. They actually don't. Everything has to be so serious and... No, I need to make sure I bring out my pitcher in the 7th inning and bring in the relief pitcher. No, I don't want to punch anyone. That's rude. What do you mean, throw 3 balls at the same time rather than 1? No, there's only 1 ball that you throw in baseball, not 3. 150 miles per hour? Childish. What is going on? Why? Where is all the fun baseball games? Why do we need more baseball games? What more do you want them to do? I just told you. I want to be able to select. You know, you can cycle through characters. I want to be able to get, I want an argue button. They used to have this. They used to have an argue button. You think I'm making this up. You could press L1 in these old baseball games and you could have your manager come out and scream at the umpire. I want to scream at the umpire, but then I want to be able to cycle through like first base, second base, third base, fifth, and just do a benches clearing brawl. And don't tell me, oh my god, dude, why do you want to promote that? There are so many benches clearing brawls in baseball. It's just fucking what happens, man. We'd be living in not reality if we try to pretend that that doesn't happen all the time. Guys, people fight in hockey and we just kind of go, oh, hold on. Let them fight just for a minute. And then they're both going to get in trouble. They're going to go into a timeout box. Benches clearing brawls. This is a great game. I loved it, but it's out of here. This was the Wii. This was the introduction of the Wii. This was motion controls. Motion controls. Another one of those, your parents could just do it and everybody could kind of have fun. Introducing the Miis and being able to play with your Mii, and this really kind of, it was so, and it was like just a, oh, it's a compilation party game. All of them was so much fun. How often do I really think about this? I don't know if it's a 4. I think it's probably a 3, though. Another baseball game? I know, dude, but like they're so much fun. That's even the... Okay. Even the tennis was fun. And you know me, I'm a tennis hater. Even the tennis was goated. I'm gonna give it a 3 for now. This is great, but getting eliminated. I think I'm gonna have to drop this one. Or give it a 1. Because I really didn't play this that much. I played it sometimes, especially in the arcades. But once this came to the console, it was fun to just kind of pick random characters and just press every button. I do love it though. Especially that theme song. Dude, you try see me as Spider-Man. Spider-Man, hold on, let me look at the character list. Best theme song for a character list, by the way. Yeah, dude. Stars and Stripes! Charging Star! Stars and Stripes! Charging Star! Dude, you see me Venom, Captain America, Spider-Man? That was the dream team for me. Okay. Whew, that was close. Hey, Dynamite Cop, this is the best arcade game like ever. And they made 2 versions of it. One of them they put on the Dreamcast and they called it a different video game. Because Die Hard Arcade is the one that's in the arcade. Goated, 10 out of 10. Unbelievable. It's so awesome that you can play this on the Dreamcast. I love the QuickTime events. Such a good beat 'em up. There's cool things in this. But I do have it on the arcade as well, and I think the arcade version was more fun to play because you're just sitting up there at the cabinet, you got your drink, you've got the coins. I think the arcade version is better, and unfortunately it's got to go. Hey, look at that.
So, as I was saying before,
who doesn't
there
love
are
this
a
one?
lot of
Again, this is more of a stream.
Anything on the internet.
Reason why it's here,
Work, shop,
impact,
chat,
and
get the
love for it
news,
than
play
anything
games,
else.
Listen to fire
True.
is a wonderful thing, but I wouldn't want to sit on a sofa made out of it.
It's true.
A place for everything and everything in its place. Isn't that how the saying goes? Well, I don't know about you, but I've enjoyed this little chat about the internet. It can be a wonderful thing. For the first time ever, people can finally communicate with each other and not have race, gender, or culture prejudices get in the way.
This can be moved, by the way. Hey, fun fact, this game released completely broken, I think in Japan. And I think the US version is the one that they fixed and actually worked right. It's kind of crazy. It's still broken. Look up, original release of Sonic Adventure, broken, question mark? I loved it. It was a great game. It was the Sonic 3D game that everybody really always wanted. And they nailed it. They did a great job. It is genuinely fun. And then he put on a medieval helmet and turned into a werewolf. And then they made another one that's kind of good, like this. And then they made him an insurance salesman in whatever the last one was. It was a visual novel. I don't know. That's a 2016 YouTuber opinion. Well, that's great, because I'm a 2016 YouTuber. I feel like that's when I was at my peak of YouTube, was like 2013 to like 2017. So yeah, that's correct. Let's get to 2. Space Channel 5.
Hey, our ratings are going up.
Choo, choo, choo. They need to make more games with Ulawa. They need to make another Space Channel. What the fuck is wrong with them? And the walk. Ow. There it is, there it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. All right, here it comes. Here it comes. Where did I get it from? I got it. There's like 2 games that did this. Dude, you know when you just want to play another? I've streamed this game already, but I just want to stream it again. Let's see how much I truly like it. I was thinking about 3, but I pulled it back to 2. Dude, we're getting to the big shit. We're getting to the big names now. Oh, dude. Yeah, the fucking iPad games and the VR games. Hey, 10 million. I know this is on Steam as well, but am I gonna give an iPad game 4 stars? This is 10 million. I streamed this not that long ago, maybe like a year ago. Probably even sooner than that. There's tons of upgrades. You attack with the swords, you have to match the swords. You have to collect money, then you upgrade your attack power, you upgrade your magic power. You gotta be strategic with how you use your items. It is the most fun match 3 game, regardless of how you feel about anything. Go play it, go try it. It's on Steam right now, it's on iOS, 10 million. Oh my god, it could have been game of the year if I gotta calm down. By the way, I remember I streamed this game when I streamed on YouTube. I streamed on YouTube for a while. I want to say like a week or 2. That's not a while, but you know what I mean. And this game was one of the first games I streamed on YouTube. And my power went out. My house got struck by lightning and my power went out midstream. Who was there for that? Who was there for that? Were any of you actually there for that? I think it's a 1. It can fight for its spot. Now we're getting to the weird shit. Now we're getting to the shit that you guys don't even know about. This is Ancient Legacy. Also for the iPad by GameStew. GameStew is a mobile game developer. And they make the weirdest shit in the world. They're usually based on kind of like rolling dice or playing a slot machine. But they're usually adventure games. There's a few GameStew games that are on here. This is a game where you have to roll dice against other people and you have to... I can't even describe it. I want to stream these games. The sound design is really, really great. There's a lot of random encounters. There's like RPG elements. There's kind of make the right choice. There's land on the right square. And these games are old too. They're not that... This is probably 10 years old. 12 years old. They were very, very notoriously difficult. Just wait till we get to the other GameStew games, because this is up there, but the other ones are much higher for me. I just love everything about it. I love the aesthetic. I like the art style. Maybe I'll stream this game. It's wonderful. Ancient Legacy. Let's give this 1. I ain't eliminating this. No way. Dude, I put Battleheart Legacy on it. This game is also awesome. I canceled streams because of this game. I canceled streams. I played this instead of streaming. We're talking like almost 10 years ago. I think I said, oh dude, I got like a headache today. And then I just played this for like 12 hours. I definitely did that at least once. This is gonna be higher. This is gonna be probably 2 or 3. Dude, Super Mario is gonna have to fight this motherfucker with an axe. So you had to pick you could do like 2 different classes. There was like 15 or 20 classes in the game as well. Battleheart was peak on my iPod Touch. Yeah, you get it. This is Battleheart Legacy though. This is like and they never made another one. They didn't make another Battleheart game, which is crazy. It got a little grindy near the end, but dude, I might just download this and play this tonight. I just did that. I just did that. VR is also on here. I feel like this has to be on the list. I remember sitting in the VR helmet and thinking, this is it. This is the future. Oh my god, I just saw Puzzlecraft. Dude, wait, you saw Puzzle? I didn't go. What do you mean? Oh shit. Okay, it's getting eliminated. It's getting eliminated. Don't play this game. This is literally like the Family Guy game. But I put so much time into this, and I actually spent like at least $50 on this game. See, this game was fucking lit back in 2008. I'm telling you. This is a Family Guy kind of mobile kind of game, but whatever. You have to collect all the grass and the chickens, and it had to be... I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to put... Look, you can call me whatever you want. But if I enjoyed this game... and I put a bunch of time into it, and it was genuinely like a big experience, I'm going to put it on here. It doesn't matter if it's a piece of shit. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm being an open gamer book right now, okay? I played the absolute hell out of this game. Every day. In fact, one time I even canceled a stream. I canceled a stream for this. I said I had a headache. I'm not doing that twice, but you know what I mean. So you collected the bread... and then the bread you could sell, and then you could... Dude, there was so much going on in Puzzlecraft. You have no idea. They did this before anybody else did. You understand? This is not like 2025. This is 2007, 2008, 2010, or one of those years that ended with a 2. 2012. iPad, baby game, patient 0. Dude, this game was fucking great. Pre-Farmville, I mean, it was probably the same time. This game was good. It was a good time waster, doctor's office type shit. Having the double chickens was, oh yeah, dude, but forget about collecting the minerals. Dude, when you got a line like that, it was a big deal. Oh, imagine. Because you can only do this in a certain amount of times. You had only amount of energy. You only had a certain amount of energy you could spend, and spend it wisely. So if you got a 10 plus line like that, whoo! Okay, Blade and Sorcery, right? This is VR. Yeah, I thought this was going to be the new age of... I thought every game after this was going to be this. But then you come to the really, really complete, just total realization that this is the only game that has to be this. And did I really think that the next Skyrim was going to be like this? But damn, was this game fun, and it still is. Very expensive tech demos. That's what all the VR games kind of turned out to be, besides Alex, which was my... By the way, Alex was my game of the year in 2021, whatever it was. Oh, but I'm a psycho, though, right? Everybody does that in this game. Okay, I've laughed more than I've laughed at other games. This is just a perfect stream game. It's the perfect, like, litmus test for how much of a lunatic somebody really is. Put him in here, get him Blade and Sorcery, and let's see how fucked up your friends and family really are. Let's see just how screwed up they really are. It's getting a 1. It can fight for its life. This game was the only game that came out for VR. Okay, when all the VR helmets all, you know, go into landfills, and there's only like 2 things, the only thing we have is, we have to pick 2 things to leave. It's just going to be VR chat and Half-Life Alex. That's what's going to be left over. They'll clear all the rubble, and there'll be all those you'll see 1,000 VR chat avatars. And that space is thriving, by the way. I think VR chat is continuing to prop up the VR console world. So I don't know what else is going to come out for VR that's going to fill any voids or anything. 2 million furry avatars and Half-Life Alex. Yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. Half-Life Alex was game of the year for me for 2020 or 2021. It just was what the VR was supposed to be, and they're the only ones that made a video game. I feel like they kind of had to. Because Valve went pretty all in on a lot of the VR hardware pretty early on. And it felt like if they didn't make something interesting, then it was going to be like, oh shit. Well, we invested all that time and money for what exactly? And to give Valve credit, the one game that did come out for the, you know, Vive, the Index, whatever. It was Index. Was it exclusive to Index originally? Or was it everything? The thing that they made was fantastic. And they went all in on development on this. They made a ton of cool things. And then they were just kind of like, all right, we made you a Half-Life game. We invested millions of dollars into this shit. You got your Half-Life game, and it's a great game. Okay, all right. Quelled everybody. But I feel like if this was, you know, like Barry's Big Day Out or something, I don't think anyone... I feel like it wouldn't have gone over as well. I think this had to be a Half-Life game. Like, even if Barry's Big Day Out was an awesome game, this had to be a Half-Life game. I feel like this might need to fight, though, for a position. As good as it was. I'll give it 2 stars. Dude, Card Crawl. It's one of the simplest, but most interesting, most fun, like, dungeon crawler card games. Right when I brought this up that I wanted to add this to the list, this is the sequel that we're seeing. But yeah, it's a card. They came out with a sequel, like an actual legitimate sequel to the first one. And it's so good. It's like just as fun as the first one. I've already put a ton of time into it. No, guys, sorry. Breath of the Wild is not on this list. Okay. Sorry. No. It's a game about like playing math against yourself and fighting, because they shuffle it, right? I love this game, no lie. No, seriously, like, go try it out, it's great. This is an ad? Yeah, it's an ad. I'm giving you an ad. My own personal one, I don't care. I'm telling you to go get this. The sequel already is out and it's great. It's a wonderful game. It's on my list. Doesn't have to be on your list, whatever. Actually, that's in a video. That was in my top 5, 2015, I think. Let's see if I'm full of shit. I think I actually put that in a YouTube video.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Jerma here. Welcome to 2016. Let me be the first to welcome you to 2016. First, before we get started to the top 5 games of 2015, I want to tell you about my New Year's resolution. Here we go. Here it is to invent a shrink ray so I can hang out with my mice friends that are in the top 5 games of 2015. These are the ones that I spent the most time in, or the ones that I just had the most fun with. Like, what's going on?
Warning.
Oh, yeah.
This is an automated response.
What is going on?
The Witcher 3 has not been detected on this list. Proceed with caution.
No, I haven't even played the game.
I don't...
Okay.
Okay, that's enough. Sit down. Hey, put that
I
down.
don't
That's an antique.
fucking play
That's
these
an
games.
antique.
Dude, Undertale made my
Quick little
list. Are you
story about
serious?
Undertale. I played this game
Oh!
for 2 hours and gave up.
You just did
I
the
saw
same
it
bit.
as a
Yeah.
run-of-the-mill
It's been 10
RPG
years.
with
I can reuse it.
retro-inspired graphics made by a small team. It took me a good
Dude, this
2
is-
to 3 weeks
dude,
before I
Undertale.
came back to it. And not because I really felt like playing Undertale, it's because I just really had nothing else to do. I ended up streaming the rest of the time in the game.
Oh shit!
And it was a
Oh
blast.
shit! The
ton of
Undertale
fun.
fans
And
are
I'm
gonna kill
so
me.
glad that I got bored
The
that day and
Undertale
decided
fans.
to go back and play it. Because
Oh
it
fuck!
turns out to be
I
one of my
Delta Room.
favorite games
Hey,
from
remember when
last
I
year.
did the Spampton voice?
And I thought
remember
about
when I
it
did Spampton?
as to why I didn't
Remember
care
when I did
before
Spampton?
and why I didn't. How many of you guys remember when Inception came out? Everybody loved the movie and everybody was talking about
Where am
it.
I
And
going
if
with
you
this?
hadn't had seen Inception, people were like, "Whoa, wait a second! You haven't seen Inception? Oh, you got to see Inception. Just wait for that part in Inception. You ever heard of Inception?" And it gave this predisposed expectation of what you're supposed to expect to get from the movie.
Yeah.
Undertale's the same way. People talk a lot about this game. Even me right now, me making this video, is telling you about it and talking about it. And the point I'm trying to make
He
is
used to be
just
so smart.
enjoy
Shut
the game
up.
at your own pace. Don't listen to other people. Don't listen. Just forget everything I've said so far.
You got
Everything.
caught LARPing? No, I
I
didn't.
should not have even talked about it. Just pay attention to your screen right now. The Mind Eraser frog is going to come say hello. So as I was saying, Dying Light is number 5 because of everything we just talked about.
Oh,
It's
I
got
get
great
it.
melee mechanics. It's got a fun multiplayer mode. You can jump in, jump out with your friends. I highly recommend you check it out. Number 4 is Metal Gear Solid 5.
Imagine not
The
putting this at
Phantom
number
Pain.
1.
There's not much I can say about Metal Gear Solid 5 that hasn't already been said by everybody. So
I said that
know
like
that it's
1,000 times
fantastic open
on
world
this
third-person
stream.
shooter with stealth tactics.
That's
But
such a
also
cop-out
know
for I don't
it's
want to
one of
tell
the
you
greatest,
anything.
If not the only.
Let's just all agree
human
that we all
being
agree on
collection
this.
simulators. I think the Fulton device might be more fun for me than the actual Metal Gear Solid 5 campaign. Something about scoping people out, seeing what they're good at, sending them back to Mother Base, doing
it's so
staff
true.
allocation and moving people around, and oh, these guys got in a fight, gotta move these guys around. It was a very, very itchy, scratchy game.
Lazy
Now,
reviews.
I have not yet finished
Listen to this
game.
review, dude.
I
This
actually
fucking
didn't start
reviewing.
playing this game until 2016, about a week ago. So technically, it's not even allowed to be on this list because I need to follow my own rules, and I had to have at least have started playing the game in 2015. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to disqualify Metal Gear Solid 5. I fucking up this whole list. Can I get anything right the first time?
So
Hold
what
on,
is
just
number?
take a look at this frog for a second. Okay, you're on a boat. You're on a boat, and it's a nice day. There's a southeastern wind that comes by, catches you right in the cheek. You breathe in the fresh sea air. You go home. You had a great time when you were there. When that was what you just were doing, and it reminded you of just how bad Raven's Cry sucked, and you wanted to disqualify it, and that's exactly what we just
This is
did.
on my list.
Currently making our Games of the Year for 2015 list, and what a great idea that was that you had. What a fantastic suggestion that you gave me there. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit sick too. I'm a little queasy as well. It's probably something that you ate. We probably ate the same thing. But don't worry about that. It'll probably pass. Let's move on. We've already talked about this. We can go to number 4 now on the list.
I'm giving this a 1 star.
And it's Victor Vran. Was
What did
really
I give number
good.
1 in 2015?
I just hope they made enough money from this game to potentially do another one or a
Oh,
sequel.
boy. I don't
Maybe
think
not
they-
Victor Vran 2.
I don't think there's
'cause
another one.
We've already seen a handful of Hellsing-inspired ARPGs. I'd rather see a different setting or a different story or something. But whatever, it's who doesn't like slaying monsters, you know what I mean? Who doesn't like killing monsters? So that wraps up this one. Here comes number 3, Card Crawl. I was pretty reluctant to put this on the list because it's a mobile game, iPad, Android, iPhone, that type of deal. So Just give me 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10
You
seconds.
just did this to me 5 seconds ago. Fucking listen. Stop
Take
booing.
all the games that I've talked
You
about
did
so
this to
far,
me 10 minutes
the
ago.
amount of playtime I have in them.
I'm gonna
I would
go
not be
camless.
surprised if I had at least half that amount of time in card crawl.
Listen to this guy.
The game is fun. You play against a deck of 54 cards, and it's $3. There's no in-app purchases. The game's really. Look at this frog. Look at the frog. What? Is that a batteries? Does it even take batteries? No, people are gonna remember this. How do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? Witcher 3 is number 2. Yep.
Congratulations.
Huh?
This list has officially been approved for viewing. Please have a nice rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. Witcher 3 is number 2, that's it. And Bloodborne is number 1.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Bloodborne, my favorite game from last year. It might even be one of my favorite single-player games I've ever played. I seriously
so true.
cannot remember
What a
the last
king.
time I put more than 120 to 150 hours into a single-player game. I gotta go back like to at least 2 decades, guys. Remember, I'm like 40. But this game sucked me in, big time. I
Whoa,
was
that's
really
weird
into
to
this
hear
game
that.
for a period. I've read an entire
I was 30.
110-page thesis statement about this game, and I loved every second of it. The game's combat, the story, the atmosphere, the art direction, literally everything about this game, I adore. The only issue I have with it is that everybody can't play it. I so badly want people that don't have PS4s to be able to enjoy this game.
Yeah.
But at the time of this recording, it does not look like it's coming to PC
I
or
hit you with
Xbox
that.
One.
Oh, I hit you with it at the time of this recording. Ooh, that was me thinking that I was gonna be in like a 6-month period. This video was gonna be so wrong that I had to hit you with it at the time of this recording. I thought there was gonna be a port or a 60 FPS. I thought this was coming a year later. Well, I'm glad I said that. That's why you do that. That's why you put on that act. That's why you put on that voice, the corporate. Sometimes the corporate shit, it has to be there.
At least for the first time of this recording, I really want people that don't have PS4s to be able to enjoy this game. But at the time of this recording, it does not look like it's coming to PC or Xbox One, at least for the foreseeable future.
At least for the foreseeable future.
Besides that, it gets 2 thumbs up from me.
10 years later, I'm
You know
still
when you
right.
play a game, if there was some way that I could wipe my memory and play this game again and enjoy it like it was the first time playing it? Holy shit. I'm not getting into another argument with somebody from tech support. You're the 3rd person I've been transferred to. I have a warranty, and I need to recalibrate my mind eraser, Frog. Is it that hard to understand? Maybe 6,000 or 7,000 times over the course of a few years.
Whoa!
Not supposed to do it that many times. Okay, well, you work for the company that makes these, so you're like kind of preaching to the choir here. What's the purpose of... I want to go back. I've said it 4 times now. I want to go back and play Bloodborne and experience it for the first time.
Look at how young I look.
It's the game of the year. Whoa. You think that's a better game than Bloodborne? Well, good to know they transferred me to a fucking idiot. Okay, no. It's not better than Bloodborne. Look, we have differing opinions. Whatever, I'm sorry, just forget it. How do I fix it? The button underneath, I see it, yes. Hold it for 4 seconds. Now, is there something... Oh, you piece of shit, that was fucking dastardly!
Dude, what the fuck? I think he got him. All right, so why did we watch that? Oh yeah, I wanted to prove to you that that Card Crawl was a great game. It's gonna get a 1. Okay, I made the mistake of playing this entire game in VR for the first time because I thought, remember, we were talking about leaning in to... Resident Evil 7 is not on this list besides it being VR. I leaned in, I jumped on the VR bandwagon. I was like, this is it. This is a big deal that this was releasing for VR, almost exclusively for the PSVR. And my first experience with Resident Evil 7 was streaming it in VR. I played the entire game in VR. Every moment was spent in VR. And I was drunk. That's right. So it was a fucked up few nights. But I remember it so fondly. It was some of the most fun that I probably have had on stream. Because of all of those factors. Like, what a fun few nights that was. And they actually did take the time to make it worth playing in VR. I wish it wasn't a PSVR exclusive, because the PSVR has a lens capability of like 480p. But, you know, it is what it is. I know they did the PSVR 2 eventually, but I'm gonna give this a 2. I really did enjoy that. That was so much fun. I have a lot of good memories of that stream and the game in general. I thought Resident Evil 7 was a good return to form. I thought it was very fun. Sorry, I got lost for a second. This is not only one of my favorite games that are on the iPad. It's on Steam, obviously now. They ported it. By a company called Inkle. This is Steve Jackson wrote a series of game books, kind of choose your own adventure books. And the whole, oh, flip through, you fell down the hole and you died. Okay, I'll go back and do it again, right? I don't know if Steve Jackson knew he was doing this when he wrote all these, because he did a lot of other shit too. A lot of fighting fantasy books that Steve Jackson was responsible for. But with sorcery, he made this world and these encounters and this whole story that is just so unbelievable. And this was like 1970. This is like 1977 or something, 1978. Long fucking time ago. At some point in the late 2000s, 2010, 2014 or so, this company Inkle came along and they said, hey, those old Steve Jackson game books were so much fun. There was a lot of them. There was like 5 of them, 4 of them, especially the sorcery ones. And they decided they were going to port the whole experience over to a digital version. So they make this whole experience, they port it all over there. They make it so you actually control the character on a game board. The map is so beautiful. And I got a hold of it, and I never even knew about Steve Jackson. This is like 2010, 2011, whatever this was. And I played through it for the first time ever in that soul mode that I just told you about. Laying down in bed. Well, you got the iPad right here. And I remember just being so enthralled in every single moment of this experience. It's too loud. Why? Shut. What do you mean too loud? Zap that guy. Yeah, so I ended up streaming it. I enjoyed it so much so, I played through its 4 different games, 4 different books. Yeah, okay, for May 2013. They ported over the game books digitally. It's a phenomenal experience. It's exactly true to the books itself. One of my favorite experiences I've ever had, and it is one of the best games of all time. Streamed this game 2 or 3 different times. I abandoned the last playthrough at the last part. That's on me. But this is probably in the top 5. This might even be number 1. I don't know. I told you I was gonna cry. Speaking of iPad games that I played a million times, this game is so good. And what the fuck? They came out with, they remade this game, and it's not even close to being as fun as it used to be. There's a new Slither.io, and it's like Slither.io Plus. The game's not good. What the hell? This version was so awesome. You grow so huge, and you have to try to take, dude, it's playing Snake with a lobby of 50 people. And the more of these pellets you eat, you just grow and grow and grow to a point where you have to kind of cut people off like Tron style. See that guy trying to get me here? This is not my video. I don't know why I just told you that was me. But imagine that's me. Look at that guy, look at that guy. Dude, this person's kind of snaking around here. If you die, your body disintegrates and turns into a ton of food for whoever is around to eat it. Let's see how this plays out. I'm curious how this guy does. Okay, if it's me right now, I'm doing a jerky-ass movement to the right, ripping to the right, speed up, and just try to... And I might die, but whatever. I'm going to get like 3 people right here. Look at how small everybody is compared to him. This guy's a Giga Chad. But dude, if you could ever get in front... If you could ever get in front of this and put the wall up just at the right second in front of one of these big-ass players... Oh my god, food for everybody. The amount of just feeding frenzy that happened was just... Everybody ate. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? He's gonna cut him off? He's gonna rip to the right, do it Tron style. Oh my god. Actually, this is kind of crazy. This is actually crazy. Who makes the move? Oh, he tried to give him with a little, hey, fuck you. They're gonna hit the wall. Again, it's the green and white spearmint guy. Oh no, that PewDiePie guy just drove, oh! Oh, that sucks. That PewDiePie guy just drove into him. This game, yeah, dude, there's a reason why I put it on this list. That's a 2. All right, speaking of iPad games, we're almost done with the iPad games. Those of you that are freaking out. Watch this. Yep. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. This is the room for the iPad. And it's on Steam right now, too. I have video on this game. This is the most satisfying game you could ever play. You have to open up a series of boxes that have a ton of little puzzles around them, and that box opens up this box, and then that lever, you need to pull that, and that comes out, and then that turns on that, and then it's just opening up this series of boxes. One box leads inside of another box, and another box, and another, and it's just the kind of roll down the snowball down the hill of just opening shit up. Oh, it's the most satisfying goddamn game ever. I'll stream it one day. It's an escape room, but the entire escape room takes place in one box. The room 2, they made 3 or 4 of these, and the room 2 is also just, oh man, that's gonna, I'm fighting giving this 4, but I'm gonna give these both 3. They're so much fun. Talk about the Mind Eraser frog. It's actually been long enough where I think I really have Mind Eraser frogged, because the room 2 is the same concept as the room 1. Stir said, tell me why Soldier of Fortune 2 is on your list. That is pretty based. Stir, why don't you just chill? Because I haven't gotten to the PC section yet. Hold on. Dude, I don't think I really give a fuck about the Oregon Trail. I put it on here to prove to you that I've played video games for 30 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I just put this on here so people know that I'm 40. Well, I'm going to leave that for now. Well, I'm not, whoa. What am I? I'm not supposed to be up here. All right, I'm not supposed to be doing this right now. What am I doing up here? All right, Purple Place is fucking dog shit. But I think it should, should I get rid of it right now? I might give it a 1. No, it was the free Windows shit. It's like putting Windows Pinball in the list. But I had to, it was fun. Wait, let me see if it vibes with me at all, right? I was gonna say, thank God that the timestamp was correct. I was gonna say, if it vibes with me right now, I will uneliminate it. And the cake making segment, ooh boy, ooh Rick, ooh Rick. Okay, if this goes against Final Fight, it's gonna, I don't know, maybe it won't. Okay, Soldier of Fortune 2. Why is this on the list? We're in PC, we're in the PC boys section right now. So this is not, I'm not supposed to be here, but Stir fucked this whole thing up. Why is it here? Because this is the most violent game I played when I was younger. This game is disgusting. And it was a good shooter, but you can like shoot off people's body parts. It's fucked up. It's actually a really kind of good shooter, but look at how disgusting this game is. The gun mechanics were fun. I actually liked how the gunplay was in this game. But it was just so violent, it just, I stuck with it for the rest of my life. I remember just loading up the first level, shooting like 5 people's legs and arms off, and then going like, Like, oh, that was crazy. I'm gonna go play Captain Crunch's Crunchling Adventures now. Again, I was like 19. I don't know why I'm doing that voice again. But yeah, Stir, the reason why it's on the list is because it was a very impactful game. I played it pretty early on in my like kind of mid to late teens. You could blow people's arms and legs off, and I thought it was disgusting. The shooting mechanics were fine, were really good. I liked it a lot. It's gonna get a 1 star from me. Super Hot VR, this game's sick. Okay, this game's on the list because it was such a unique experience to be able to make the world move. It felt like I was playing in a Matrix video game. I felt like I had superpowers. And also, anytime I have a bad dream, this is a bad dream simulator for me because anytime I have a nightmare or a horrible dream, all the way going back to when I was like 12, I can pause my dreams and be like, wait a minute, everybody stop moving. And I get to kind of just sit there and go, I'd like to move on from this maybe, or what's my plan here? So I can super hot my dreams, and I felt like this was such a fun way to do that. It was like the experience I can have in a dream. Also, in a dream, if I close my eyes tight enough, I can change the channel sometimes and change the dream. The dream just goes to a different TV network. But there's something about having this amount of direct control of a situation and almost none at all. Because in the aforementioned thing that I just brought up, if I pause let's say a guy runs into the room with an axe and he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Pause. He's still swinging the axe. And if I like can unpause it or change channel, that guy might show up in a different dream. And the axe is still about to hit me in the head. Do you know what's crazy? What's really crazy? Dude, I've been killed in my dreams like 5 times at this point. Don't you think it's kind of bizarre? And let's get real for a second. I know this is late night kind of wacko hours to talk about this, but I thought about this recently. You kind of, it's so weird. But in a way, you like know what it feels like to die. Isn't that crazy? Like if you get like shot in the face in your dream, or if you like fall off a cliff and hit the fucking ground, you like know what it's, your brain like makes you know what it feels like to die. It's so weird. Cause like I've had a dream where like there's a maniac and he's like fighting and it's like a guy with a chainsaw and it's like, and it's like, oh, it's like, oh my God, this is what it feels. My brain is telling me this is what it feels like. That's happened to me once or twice. I've been shot in the face in my dream and it's like, what the fuck? This is what happens. It's crazy what your brain does. Cause you have that moment too when you wake up. Like I've been shot right here before. And like I feel myself just like you're just like kind of going. And your brain's like, this is it, man. This is what it is. And you're just kind of like, this is so awful. And you wake up and it's like, oh my God, thank God it's a dream. Thank God it's a dream, right? And you know what's really kind of terrifying? Like the prospect that you get to say, thank God it's a dream, but like, holy shit, how awful of a thing that like you could experience. It's awful. To truly sit there and think like that is what it could be like, I feel like builds a little bit more empathy for your brain too. To be like, man, oh man, I hope everyone's doing all right. I hope everyone's like, okay. It hits you pretty hard, it does. Anyways, this game's great. It's wonderful. It actually used the medium perfectly. And I think it's actually worth playing this game. It's worth getting VR for a game like this. And Half-Life Alyx. I think back to that experience and streaming this and playing it off stream even too. This is one of those games that you can show people, have them put on the headset, and it's that kind of quintessential, this is what a VR is. It kind of floors them. We are done with the iOS and VR. What is left is PlayStation 1, PC, and arcade. Oh, dude, Wacky Gator. Oh man, I want to give this 4, but I feel like you would all hate me. This is also on my Game of the Year. This video is age restricted and only, oh shit, okay. Well, I'll log in next time. Immortality is a fire game. I'm speaking like the kids do on that one. Fire. Why is Outlast not age restricted and Immortality is age? I think there's like, I wouldn't consider this to be like a mature, horrible game. Like this is like, you see a guy's dick in this game. There is a penis in this game. What about Big Bertha? Hold on, this is important. I fucking love this game. Dude, this is the best game at the whole arcade. Because when you're a kid, everybody goes over and picks up like 10 balls, and 10 kids just like stuff it in their mouth at once. It's like the funniest fucking game. We had a whole group of us that would just always just filling up your hands full of these things. Fucking putting it in. Alright. It's an arcade machine. Stop. It's an arcade machine. Arcade machine. Arcade machine. Arcade machine. Arcade machine. Arcade machine. But, dude, again, you would hear this across the whole arcade. It made me laugh. It made us all laugh. We all thought it was the funniest goddamn thing. Alright, Big Bertha's getting fucking destroyed. I can't have anything. I can't have anything. While we're on the topic of real life IRL arcade machines, Wacky Gator. This was in my local arcade, and it was just as broken as this machine probably is. I don't know if you can hear it, but it makes a high-pitched metal-on-metal grating sound. Now I'm angry. Ouch, 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 ouch. Oh my god, this is not getting eliminated. This is getting up to like at least tier 1 or tier 2. I remember having a slice of pizza in my hand, and nobody uses the mallet. Using the mallet is an amateur move. It just is. You need 4 people lined up. You need 5 people, 5 of your friends, 1 at every crocodile. So the second it comes out, you just hit it. This one's not getting eliminated, and I'm gonna put it high because the voices stay. I'm gonna get you. Oh, I played it at every arcade. It was at every arcade that I ever went to. Do I have the balls to put this at 4? I don't. I just did that. GG. Hey, why don't we play the other one that this same company made that's probably on the same level? Cracky Crabs. I love how every one of these videos of these games is like a cell phone video from like 2004. Okay, I'm gonna give this one a 2. I don't think it's quite hits the same as Wacky Gators. Now here's one for you. It's probably really hard to find videos on this. This is Arm Champs 2. This is the game that I told you about, where there was an arm that had negative pressure against it, like a hydraulic pressure, and you had to arm wrestle different people on the screen. It was impossible. You would see some big dude come over, and this is the last boss, by the way. There's like, I think there's 12 characters you can play, and the first character is a kind of a wimp, and it's really easy, and there's not a whole lot of pressure. You get down to the cyborg guy, there's probably 500 pounds of pressure on that. And what you had to end up doing is you had to have at least, again, I've said this like 5 of these arcade machines in a row, 2 or 1 to 2 of your friends would be right behind you, and all of you would pull this thing down at the same time. It was the only way it was possible. Let's take a look. So remember, this is the hardest, and this looks kind of like this looks like an older guy. This doesn't look like a kid. Look at this. Can't even do it. All right, cue the friend. Cue the friend. Where is he? Where's the buddy that's gonna jump on and pull it down with him? That's the way you do it. That's the only way it's possible. The ones before the cyborg guy, it was really difficult, but you could do it, especially the lower difficulty ones. That thing is nasty, by the way. Look at this thing. This thing's supposed to be metallic. Why is it brown? Oh no. That thing's seen some better days. Reminds me of the Uncle Fester game. Yes, the Uncle Fester game was very similar. That one electrocuted you. You held your hands on this thing and it sent such intense vibrations into the machine that it shook your hands. It hurt. This thing actually hurt, especially on the high difficulty. That I should put that on here. I'm going to add that for next time. We'll see if Drew can get a source a clip of that. That should be on here to get eliminated, but I want you to see it. This is from candystand.com. This is Bullpen Blast. Another baseball game, that's fine. The goal with this one is you have to pitch a perfect game. And you had a bunch of... This game was fun. It was hard. Your pitcher, if you throw just heat all the time... I'm going to stream this one, too. It deserves a 1-star Michelin star. Maybe even 2. Send-off music? Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. Alright, see you tomorrow. We'll continue this. I'm having a lot of fun. Hope the viewing experience is good. One of the big things about making this was to make sure that it was maybe interesting to kind of be able to see the videos and the thumbnails and the descriptions and stuff. So instead of it just being kind of like PNGs that are on a tier list, I feel like this is a little bit more, especially with the amount of games that are here. But yeah, see you tomorrow. Take care. Thanks for everything. We'll see you soon. We'll get to the bottom of this. I'll figure out what my favorite experiences of my entire life are. See you soon. Take care. Goodbye. See you soon.